Hello and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Pick a Side podcast. My name is Joel Moran and I'm here with River Brown and Marquis Brito, and this is now episode 117. In this episode, we will talk about the Bengals 3-1 start, preview Brady versus the Pats, and then shift to basketball and talk about some of the biggest storylines from NBA Media Day. These storylines include Ben Simmons, Kyrie Irving, Lonzo Ball's new role, and MPJ's max contract extension. This is now episode 117, and a quick Patreon shout out to Brian Jean Baptist, Ricky Bennett, Enzo Tomga, Matthew Jimenez, Sean Solis, Sean, Devon McLaurin, Rice Family, John Pintavelli, Sean Triplett, Burner Hoops, Cat Stevens, Ben Mack, P. Dot, George Garcia, Hikari, Mateen, and Jay Aqua. I'm not sure at what number we're going to get to until we stop naming the names, because it's getting pretty long. But shout out to all you guys that are supporting us on Patreon, and rate and review our podcast on Apple Podcasts. I think we're almost at 50 reviews, and that would be a huge milestone for us. And before we start, introduction, Marquis Brito was on the show, longtime childhood friend.
Right.
And Rick is finally on cue with his applause. See, last episode, we brought in Joel Dells, who worked for PFF, onto the show to talk football. He was amazing. Marquis knows a lot about basketball, so we had to bring him on because today
Debatable.
is going to be a mostly basketball show. We're going to have about 4 football topics, but for the most part, the best topics on this show are going to be basketball. So let's start off with football and get that out of the way, because I think we're going to get into a lot of good conversation later when we talk about basketball. Thursday night football, the Bengals beat the Jaguars 24-21 after being shut out 14-0 in the first half. The Bengals are now 3-1, 2 years removed from having the first overall pick. They had 4 wins all of last season, and now they have 3. Are you shocked by the Bengals 3-1 start? I'll start with you, Riv.
I mean, I'm a little shocked, but at the same time, this team is young. This team has a lot of talent. You look at that offense, Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, who emerged last year, Joe Burrow coming back from injury. They expected a big push on the offensive end, and then that defense with DJ Reader, Larry, and Jesse Bates, they're just showing out on the defensive end. So I'm not too surprised, but at the same time, them being 3-1 is still a good process, especially for the young guys, because like we talked about before, winning helps young guys get better. So I like their team. It's still early. They haven't played the best of competition, and even then on Thursday, Jaguars, that was supposed to be an easy win. I said I was going to bet. I could have bet 1,000 that they was going to win,
right.
And I was panicking in the first half. But nonetheless, I think I'm not too surprised, but their schedule hasn't been that strong for me to give a big take. But nonetheless, 3-1 is still impressive.
For me, it's not surprising at all. I know Joe Burrow's that guy. Truthfully, I do.
Guy.
He is that guy.
Man.
I see Joe Burrow. I see a future superstar. I see everything that he's made out to be. This 3-1 start, regular. This is what they're supposed to do. And like you said, they haven't been playing the most competition, the greatest guys, but they've been getting it done as they're supposed to. You got Jamar Chase one side, T. Higgins the other, CJ in the middle. It looks scary out there. And you got, don't forget Joe Mixon in that backfield.
It's tough.
That's a tough offense. Put Joe Burrow in the middle. I love it. I love it.
I love this Bengals team. And I will say,
These jerseys is fire too.
Beautiful.
I'm surprised. I'm shocked, because I wasn't sure how Joe Burrow was going to come off of his torn ACL, but he came back sooner than everybody expected, and he's playing well. And you talked about they haven't faced the best of competition, but they beat the Steelers. I mean, the Steelers are one of those teams that last season blew the Bengals out, and the Bengals beat them. Big Ben's arm is shot right now, though. So
I mean,
they don't have the best quarterback right now. Big Ben, we can pretty much say he's washed right now. Then week 1, they beat the Vikings, and even though it was on a last-second field goal and that Dalvin Cook fumble was questionable, they still won that game. So wins over the Vikings, Steelers, and Jags, I think are all impressive. But like you mentioned, Joe Burrow, he's that guy. 348 yards, 2 touchdowns. Tyler Boyd had 118.
Yeah.
CJ Uzomah, who has been a guy who's such a speedster at the tight end position, he had 2 touchdowns on Thursday, and Joe Burrow audibled on that game-winning play for a screen because he recognized the defensive coordinator had a Baltimore background. They were sending a zero blitz, And Joe Burrow, that's what I like most about him, and I've spoken about it time and time again on this podcast, that I think the best trait about Burrow is that he's a film junkie. Yeah. He just understands what defenses are going to do. And Joe Burrow, he's not the most talented in terms of having the most arm strength or being the most mobile, but when you understand a game at that level, you can be one of the best quarterbacks. Look at Tom Brady right now. Tom Brady's not the most talented,
IQ.
But he just recognizes the game so well, and I think Joe Burrow has that attribute. But outside of the offense, I think this defense has been phenomenal. Right now, they're the 6th-ranked defense in the NFL.
That is surprising.
Ogunjobi, DJ Reader, BJ Hill, Sam Hubbard, Trey Hendrickson, who was a breakout player last year for the Saints. But I think the biggest improvement has been that linebacking core with Logan Wilson, who's playing like a top linebacker right now. You also have Akeem Davis, Jermaine Pratt. I mean, these guys are getting after it, and you're right. In the first half, it did look kind of shaky. The Bengals were shut out, but the Bengals defense showed out in the second half. They locked up Jacksonville, and they did not let them get anything.
This is probably like, shout out to the Bengals. They were supposed to win this game, but this is probably the most complete game I've seen out of Trevor Lawrence so far. Like, this was by far his best game, in my opinion, from start to finish. Even though they went up 14 in the first half, and then they struggled in the second half. Nonetheless, from start to finish, Trevor Lawrence, I feel like he deserves to get his kudos because he did play his best game. He looked really more comfortable, more poised in this game against a tough team like the Bengals. And so I gotta give a shout out to Trevor Lawrence. But yeah, like I said it, bro. Joe Burrow, IQ.
It's time that Jacksonville needs to build a culture, though. They got their guy, right? Now, what are you gonna do to put him in a position to win?
They thought they got their coach.
Didn't work.
I mean, it's still early.
It's not working so far.
Bro,
but
I'm telling you right now.
Is any other coach changing the record?
Changing the culture or the record?
The culture.
The record
is what's.
But he's
the culture right now in Jacksonville. When's the last time they won a game? Can you tell me the date? Can somebody tell me the date?
Are they on like a 19-game losing streak?
18 or 19. It's bad.
But it's tough to say. Like, it's tough. He's a rookie just like Trevor Lawrence. Urban Meyer's a rookie, bro.
Yeah, but he's had success everywhere he's been at.
Right.
But that's over time, though. You got to give him some time. We can't just say 4 games in.
But then
he's failing.
I think the reports that came out about him, I mean, in the offseason, he didn't vibe with C.J. Henderson. C.J. Henderson, who was a first-round pick, got traded out of there. He wasn't vibing with DJ Chark early on, and that was their best receiver.
But C.J. Henderson there has been reports that he has shown the lack of desire to want to play.
I get you, but then also
drafting DJ Chark, I can't
drafting Travis Etienne when you have James Robinson, a 1,000-yard rusher.
I feel like that was just to put him with Trevor. You know what I'm saying? Like that was.
I don't know.
I get what you're saying.
What are you trying to establish there? That's what I'm.
I get what you're saying, but Etienne was the 25th pick. Yeah. Jacksonville had the first pick in the second round. Yeah. I think Etienne would have been there at that second round.
It was definitely a mistake, but it's still early. It's 4 games, man.
We got to see what they want.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to give it some time. They're not. We knew they weren't going to be good this year. We all knew that. So I think you should.
I think you're right, but I think team surprises. Like, for example, Houston. We all knew they weren't going to be good, but they're competitive. The Lions are competitive.
Right.
The Jaguars, they look flat. Like the Bengals, even them. I didn't think they were going to get to this hot of a start, but they're surprising everybody. And it's that culture shift. I mean, they released Geno Atkins this past offseason, who was a guy who was their best defensive player for many years on that team. They started a new culture. Zach Taylor, head coach there, first 2 seasons had a bumpy start, but you see, like, when he gets a quarterback.
Say it again, though. First 2 what?
First 2 seasons, but the first season he had Andy Dalton, who was on. He wasn't good anymore, and AJ Green, I think, missed the entirety of the year. That defense was awful. Second season, Joe Burrow, they're competitive in every game, but then when Joe Burrow goes down and you have Ryan Finley running the offense, now you just take a drop off. I think this Bengals team, though, just to go away from the Jaguars, the Bengals, they have built a culture, and it's full of young players. Even this past offseason, they let go of William Jackson, Mackenzie Alexander. I thought that would hurt them, but Mike Hilton, Trey Waynes, they've stepped up. Eli Apple, who's a former first-round pick, has stepped up for them too.
Are y'all buying stock into them making the playoffs?
This is their schedule. Yeah, it's too early, but this is their upcoming schedule. The Packers.
That's next week.
The Lions. The Ravens.
Tough.
The Jets.
Easy.
The Browns.
Tough.
And the Raiders.
The Jets might be tougher than you think, though.
I'm not. I'm asleep. Like, I'm in a coma.
We're gonna beat Tennessee this weekend.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I hear that. Derrick Henry is getting force fed.
Yeah.
Like,
And we could just stack the box. They don't have
good
Julio
luck
or AJ.
stacking the. It's Derrick Henry. Good
Yeah,
luck
bro.
stacking the box.
We got CJ Mosley.
Good. I'm glad for you. Like,
No, but I think in this stretch of games,
CJ's cool.
I think they can beat the Lions, Jets, Browns, or Raiders. I think they can go
Well,
3-3 in this stretch.
Browns is a division game, so that's going to be tough. 50-50.
Like at worst, I think they go 3-3,
That's
which would
fair.
put them at 6-4.
Yeah.
And I think that's manageable. They can make the playoffs because we've seen right now Pittsburgh is falling off.
Baltimore's
So
still
far,
around. They're 2-1.
Baltimore's still around, but they don't look that great. They almost lost to Detroit, and they would have lost if they
That's gonna
called a
be
delay a
Baltimore's
game.
They
bounce
almost
back
lost
game.
to Detroit, but they did beat the Chiefs.
Right.
You're right.
So
Their
it's
bounce
like
back game might just
they're
be
a weird
against
team
the
right now.
Bengals.
Baltimore's a very weird
And
team.
the
right now.
Browns, I think, so far at least, they're
They should
not
they
meeting
should
the
be undefeated.
expectations that we thought they'd.
Cleveland should be undefeated right now.
Yeah, their defense should be better. They were great against the
Right.
Bears, but all around they should be better.
Right. They picked up defensive pieces in the offseason, and we haven't seen a big jump. What have we seen? They're flat.
That's a tough division.
It's very.
I'm just saying, if the Bengals can go 6-4,
They'll be
win
solid,
3
yeah.
out of 3 in this stretch, they could finish first or second in the division. And with Joe Burrow, I'll give them a chance to win every single week. And I said that before. And
Yeah,
Jamar
no.
Chase has said it too. When you have Joe Burrow,
Right.
you have a chance to win every
No,
single
yeah,
week.
he's a stud. He's not. I know you wanted to play the Auden Tate game, but he's.
Auden Tate is good.
Oh my god.
He's
You
good.
gotta let that go.
Now, Auden Tate is good.
But you gotta let that go. You were wrong about it. Just chalk it up.
I'm not wrong about Auden Tate being good.
But you really said Auden Tate can do what Jamar Chase can do.
In
Like,
the preseason, I said if Jamar Chase transfers his preseason play into the regular season, Auden Tate can give you the same production.
oh, he had one catch,
Yeah, I don't
and
know.
that was the catch you were raving about.
No, that cat, because it was a great catch.
And he
was
never
breaking
touched the
through
ball
tackles.
ever again.
And
touch
they
the
got to
ball.
give him the ball. They got to find ways to give him the ball because he's a good receiver.
No need to. You see Boyd and Chase.
Ain't Azama.
Yeah, no need to give him the ball. And
I love CJ. He's one of my favorite players to watch right now, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I like him.
Chase is my dude.
I like him a lot, yo.
He's a good
He's
player.
gonna be good. He's gonna be good next to Burrow, for real. That's gonna be nice to watch.
I got Baltimore winning division, man.
I mean,
We'll see what happens. I mean, one of the more anticipated games that's going to happen tomorrow is the Patriots versus the Buccaneers. Brady is coming back to New England. This is a Sunday night football game. And what do you expect out of this game? Do you think the Patriots will make it competitive or Tom Brady is going to just dominate the Patriots? What's going to happen?
well, I think first it starts with Patriots. They have their front seven has to come to play instantly. If they don't set the tone off rip, Brady's gonna have fun with the Patriots because he's looking at that game as a personal vendetta. He's looking at it as this is Belichick versus me. This is how I'm taking it. So if the Patriots can put pressure on him early, make him make faster decisions, make him uncomfortable in that pocket, the Patriots aren't that terrible of a team, and they're competitive every night. I think it could be a good game. It depends on how Brady feels and on what the Patriots do in their front seven. Their secondary, I have good faith in them. They always come to play. That front seven has to put pressure on Tom Brady early. That dictates what the night does. I don't think it's a Buccaneers 30 shutout or a shootout. No, I don't think. People look at this game and they see Tom Brady. They see blowout.
It could be.
I don't. They're missing pieces. They're missing
Yeah.
JPP. They're missing Jamel Dean, even though Jamel Dean isn't the greatest
I don't think
safety.
Carlton
AB's
Davis, too.
AB
Right.
isn't
Sean
playing
Murphy
this year.
Bunting.
They're missing guys that mean something to
Yeah.
their
I think
team
Carlton
right now.
Davis might play, though. I think Murphy
Maybe.
Bunting and Jamel Dean are out there.
Yeah.
Maybe, but
I mean, is Sherman playing this week?
I'm not sure about that.
I don't know.
I don't think he is.
I think
He's-
it'd be too early
Yeah,
for
he
him
just
to
got
play.
picked up.
I think AB is he still out?
Yeah, I
Sure.
think
AB
AB
is
is
out.
playing. I'll even go further. I think the whole defense of the Patriots has to set the tone, like immediate tone. You see Mike Evans, you see Chris Godwin, you see OJ Howard, you see Tom Brady on the other end. You see that offensive line. You got to set the tone immediately because I feel like Tampa's defense is going to give Mac Jones fits. Like that's a dangerous
Yeah.
front seven. That
Yeah.
secondary hasn't been strong this year, but that front
Front
seven
seven,
is
yeah.
crazy. Even without JPB, they have the depth to make it crazy in there. So I think on both ends, the defense has to show up.
Yeah.
But Tom Brady's definitely on his MJ mode right now. You can see his vibe right now. Like he's.
What's the over under on that game? Do you have it?
I don't have the over under. No.
I'm not even touching that game. I don't want to touch
It's
it.
definitely going under.
Yeah, Tom Brady, he on MJ mode right now. He's taking that as vendetta.
They got it anything over 50, take it under. Take it under. If they got it anything over 50.
Oh, Tom right.
No. I don't see that happening.
I do think Tom Brady is out to get some, he's trying to prove a point that Bill needed him more than Tom needed Bill. And I think I'm leaning that way. I think that Bill needed Tom more. Yeah, that's true.
So it's like,
you mentioned about the front four coming to play for the Patriots. I mean, they made a big time signing in Matt Judon,
right?
But with Donovan Smith and Tristan Wirfs, I don't think anybody's touching Brady. And Trent Brown and Isaiah Wynn are both questionable for the Pats. If they have Justin Herron out there starting against Shaq Barrett, now Mac Jones is in trouble. I will say this about the Patriots, and more specifically Mac Jones. Out of every rookie quarterback in this draft class, the guy I trust the most to perform in a primetime setting right now this early is Mac Jones. And I have faith that Mac Jones is going to come to play.
What evidence has shown you that, though?
I just think he takes care of the ball, and he knows where to go with the ball.
Junkie. He is
when I look at Mac Jones, this is what I think.
He absorbs knowledge. That's what he does. He goes to work every day.
Brady is viewing this game. Brady is viewing this game as a revenge game. He wants to get back at Bill. I think Mac Jones is viewing this game as this is the first time that I'm going to get to show the entire world who I really am as a quarterback. Why all that pre-draft knock on me that I was too slow was a bunch of baloney. So I think Mac Jones is going to come to play. But when talking about the relationship between Tom and Bill, Seth Wickersham, who's the senior writer at ESPN, is writing a book about their relationship, and it's called It's Better to Be Feared. And in this book, he gets interviews from a boatload of people who worked inside the organization and closely with Bill and Tom. And Robert Kraft was quoted saying that Bill was the biggest asshole he's ever met in his entire life. Eric Mangini almost got into a fist fight with Bill Belichick because Bill Belichick blew off his wife at a dinner party. She said hey to Bill, and Bill just ignored her. Eric stepped up to Bill. It was about to get into a fight, and they split it up. And also, Bill in 2016, when Trump was running for president, Bill wrote a letter of approval supporting Trump's campaign, and the entire locker room was mad at Bill at the time. Brian Flores was there and was telling Bill, like, hey, the locker room is split. They want answers right now. So when Tom Brady was with the Patriots, Bill Belichick was that disciplinarian. He was hard-nosed. He was rugged. Tom Brady was that loving, great teammate. He balanced it out. And now in Tampa, the knock on them last year was that Bruce Arians is too easygoing. And Brady brought that discipline to their team. Brady can play both sides depending on what the situation needs. Bill Belichick can't. And since Brady has left, we've seen that players aren't really vibing with Bill Belichick. And I don't think Tom is going to favor Bill's role in the Patriots dynasty. I think we're going to view Tom Brady in a light where, wow, he really did amazing things. And we're going to look at Bill and say, maybe it was more Tom than it was him.
You said Mac Jones takes care of the ball.
He does.
He has more interceptions than TDs. I need you to explain that a little bit more.
Well, one of the interceptions was a tip pass to Jonnu Smith. Jonnu Smith didn't catch it. It was a pick six, I believe. And other intercept, like if you want to talk touchdowns to interception ratio,
I'm just like, it was just a bland look.
Mac Jones has the ability to manage a football game better than any other rookie quarterback in his class
right now, currently.
So when he says that he believes that Mac Jones could play at a high level and win right now, when he says that, he means that he can manage a game. He can run Bill Belichick. He can be an extension.
I'm just trying to figure out when has he done it?
Tell me this. Do you think Bill Belichick is a mastermind? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no?
I do.
Okay, so when you have a guy like Mac Jones who sits and he sponges all the knowledge that Belichick is spilling.
I just think when you got another guy who knows you the way Tom Brady knows you on that other side, Tom Brady is already game plan.
But you also know, but it's not Tom Brady versus Mac. It's Mac versus the Buccaneers defense.
Yeah, but it's also
and the Buccaneers defense
offense, which Tom Brady has been in, has digested and knows for 20 years.
I get what you're saying, but Mac Jones, it's him against the Buccaneers defense. The Buccaneers defense right now on the back end, their secondary is heavily weakened right now. And what Todd Bowles does is not a surprise. He blitzes all the time.
Right. Like he has the guys to do it. He has the personnel, so he gets away with it.
Yeah,
when you can drop back less guys.
Oh no, 1,000%. But we talking about the Patriots O-line is damaged. I don't know. We've seen Mac Jones this year against the Saints. He wasn't too hot.
I just think it's gonna be a better
Miami,
game.
he had a good performance, but it wasn't like he hasn't shown that what y'all talking about, that he can prime time show out and perform. He hasn't shown that yet.
I mean, it's 3 games.
Yeah, I understand, but
Right.
it's
been 3 games
against the Saints and the Dolphins. He hasn't shown that.
The Dolphins, he did show it. The Dolphins, he was moving the ball the entire
but he
game.
wasn't prime time. Like, it was a good game, but it wasn't prime time.
I'm not saying prime time in that
time.
sense. I think you're misinterpreting what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Mac Jones is this prime time quarterback right now because he's still a rookie.
But you're saying
he
can play.
No, he can handle the pressure.
Right.
In a prime time setting, Sunday Night Football, knowing there's so much pressure and eyeballs on this game.
Against the Bucs.
There is. This is going to be one of the highest rated games.
He can handle that against the Bucs. You think so?
Yes, in this setting he can because he's going to be prepared. Josh McDaniels, Bill Belichick are going to have him prepared. And also, I just think when you talk about Fields, Lawrence, Zach Wilson right now, especially given what their roster is around them, they're not ready for this type of moment because it's going to eat them alive.
Yeah, well, they don't have the coach.
Mac Jones is ready for this type of moment. He played in the national championship just a year ago, less than a year ago. He's ready for this type of moment.
You serious?
What do you mean? At
Natty is a big moment. We're not about to say
No, wait.
I mean,
Mac
Jones was playing a
That's
big
the
time
natty,
moment.
No, wait. I get what
natty?
you said, but you like, I didn't like how you did that. You tried to say Mac Jones has played in these situations. You made it seem like Trevor Lawrence hasn't done that his whole college life.
He hasn't won it.
He has won. What are you talking about?
As of recently, he hasn't.
No, but I'm saying
freshman
he's won.
year.
Yeah, he's
But as of recently,
he's been there.
As of recently, Lawrence has performed bad in those type of games.
All right, but don't make it seem
I
like
mean, every Alabama game is a primetime game.
Right.
Every Clemson game when Trevor Lawrence was there was a primetime game.
No, it's not because they play.
What?
Their conference is weak, bro.
No, but that still doesn't. Every Clemson game that's on is
Every
a prime.
Clemson game when Deshaun was there was a
No,
prime time
those
game.
Clemson games were not 8 o'clock games. They were
When
like
Deshaun
1
was there, it
p.m.
was
games,
prime
bro.
time. That was
Yeah,
Deshaun
crazy.
Watson there. That's prime time.
Trevor was
So
there
you
prime
think
time.
Clemson versus Wake Forest was a primetime game?
Right.
No.
All Alabama versus Florida was a primetime game. That was a primetime game.
That's fair.
I mean,
Alabama versus Texas A&M was a primetime game. What about Alabama versus Auburn? Is that a primetime game?
Yeah, Bo Nix, Auburn, SEC is one
not a
of the
question.
best conference in college
I don't know.
football,
I'm just saying,
bro.
Trevor Lawrence's 3 years of primetime, Mac was 1.
And Mac,
So it's
he
like,
performed in every single one of them.
Didn't Mac
I'm
have
saying-
the highest completion percentage in FCS history?
I think
Yeah,
he
and
does,
quarterback rating.
yeah.
Wow. What are we talking about?
No, I'm just saying he tried to make it seem like
I'm not saying
Lawrence
he's the
ain't
greatest
been-
QB ever, but I'm just saying, like, bro, he's showing you, like,
No, I'm
he's-
saying
He can handle
he's-
those
right.
situations.
He's
All right,
coming
yeah,
to
college.
work.
Because you try to make it seem like he's the only QB that's been in those situations.
No.
Like,
No, I
Fields has
didn't.
been in those situations with Ohio
That's not
State.
what he's saying.
No,
That's not what I said at
That's
all.
what I thought you tried to make it seem like Mac Jones. He's been in these situations. He can handle that.
Mac
One
Jones
that's
can
college.
handle. Mac
One he
Jones.
played 1 year.
This is
in
what I'm
prime
saying
time.
that you misinterpreted. Mac Jones can handle the situation because he's the only quarterback out of these rookie quarterbacks that has already mastered his offense and can run the offense effectively. Justin Fields had 47 yards of total offense with the Bears. Like, and I get it. I blame Matt Nagy for most of it,
right.
but even then, I mean,
Play
I
calling there is
think Mac Jones would have done better than 47 yards that game.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, he did
Trevor
get sacked 9 times.
Lawrence threw 3 picks his first NFL game. Like, Mac Jones, I can trust Mac Jones in this setting. I feel much better about Mac Jones being in this big of a game than I would Wilson, Fields, Lawrence so early on, even Davis Mills so early on, because I know he did pretty good against the Panthers on Thursday Night Football.
Right.
But I trust Mac Jones in this setting, and I think he's going to have a pretty good game because he's one of those guys that when he has a chip on his shoulder, it stays there.
He's gonna shit the bed, bro.
You think so?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's gonna shit the bed.
Keep that same energy.
No, I'm gonna keep the
Because
same
we're
energy.
gonna
Why do you tell me? Why do you not like Mac?
Whoa.
Okay.
Yeah, whoa.
All right.
I never said I didn't like
Why
Mac.
do you not think this of Mac?
think what, Matt?
Well, no, better question. Why do you think Mac won't perform against the Bucks?
Because he hasn't shown that he can perform in that type of setting. I'm throwing away college. We're
How
going
does that get thrown away though, bro?
because it's college. It's a different environment.
But Bama Nationals.
Wait, but
I know,
you
I
said,
get it.
but
I
you,
get it. I get. No,
title?
listen. I get it. I get it.
Being an-
I get it. No,
Rev,
I get
hold
it.
up.
That is crazy
Tua
environment.
also played in a national championship, and we have yet to see a highlight moment.
He's not in primetime games though.
But I'm just saying though, we have yet to see that moment.
Okay, so I'm
You know what
asking. I'm
saying?
asking
Like,
you. You said
Fair.
you say that
Thank you,
Mac
thank you.
Jones can't
Fair.
be in that moment.
Whoa.
So you're predicting he
I'm predicting
'Cause it hasn't happened
in the
NFL yet.
I don't think he will perform. That's all. I'm just. I don't
So
think
what's
he'll
not
perform.
performing? Just give me a stat line of not performing.
Yeah, give me his stat line.
I think he'll have a Saints game.
3 interceptions.
1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, 58% completion
He
rate.
doesn't throw it away 3 times.
He doesn't.
He does
That's
not.
Mac
Yo,
Jones.
this game he does not throw it away 3 times.
If he
get
doesn't
one.
throw it away 3 times, he doesn't score.
He might get one.
He won't score a touchdown.
He's
Okay.
definitely gonna get.
Or
a
if he
touchdown.
gets 1 touchdown, he'll get 2. He's not gonna have a game where it's like, oh shit, like Mac really killing him. Like it's not gonna be that. Like I'm telling
All right.
you, I don't think it's
my
gonna be
projected
that.
stat line, it's not gonna sound crazy. I think low 200s. Get like 210.
Look, I think Mac is
yards.
gonna. I think his stat line. I think Mac's gonna have 240 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, and that's what he's gonna have.
I think he scores one.
He's gonna complete. He's gonna
twice.
complete
You
more
said
than
240?
He's gonna complete more than 64% of his passes a given. I would even say more than 67% of his passes he'll complete.
Yeah, he's throwing like 5-yard checkdowns.
Givens is crazy. I don't know.
I like him, but he
We'll see.
doesn't throw.
We all agree he's gonna get 200. He's gonna get in the 200s.
I mean, you think he's gonna throw 3 picks? He didn't even really.
I don't think he throws the ball
didn't
away.
even really throw 3 picks against the Saints.
I get what you're saying. No, trust me, I really
I don't
do
think he
get
throws
what
it
you're
away.
saying. But I don't know. That front 7 is crazy, bro. That's a dangerous team, bro. Like
I don't
this,
know.
he's not.
JPP's not there.
I understand that, but he's not a
No
Dak.
Murphy
Like
Bunting,
he's not
Mel
these
Dean.
high level quarterbacks that have walked into Tampa Bay and have given him fits so far this season. Like
Atlanta gave Tampa Bay fits last week.
that's Matt Ryan.
The Falcons are not a good team.
That's Matt Ryan.
But that roster is horrible.
That's Matt Ryan. Like I get what you're saying.
what is
but
Matt
that's
Ryan now?
He's still better than Mac Jones.
He's not a top 15 quarterback.
That's Atlanta with no Julio.
That's Atlanta with still Calvin Ridley.
Ridley has not been performing this.
That's
season
Atlanta
so
with
far.
no
We're not
Julio,
gonna do that, but we're not gonna act like Matt is whack though. He may not.
Matt
be
is
top,
not whack.
He may
but
not be top 15. He's still better than Mac Jones.
He's better than Mac Jones
Yeah.
currently, but that's because Mac Jones only played 3 weeks.
I mean, he can still be better than him.
I think
week
Matt
10
Ryan will
week
probably
with.
finish out the season better, but
Yeah, it's like
right now,
he's still Matty Ice. Bro.
right now, you can say Matty Ice. Okay, well,
Yeah, Matty Ice.
he hasn't
like,
been Matty Ice since like 2016.
Oh god.
am I chatting? He has 2016.
You're right.
Matty Ice. That was Matty
No,
Ice.
Matt Ryan has had good seasons, but they just haven't had the
Right.
team success. But I'm just saying, you give Mac Jones a better roster, a better defense, better
Also,
weapons.
we're playing the if you give this, then this.
No,
this,
it's not if I give him because Mac Jones has that. It's
If
not
you,
like
that's a, you can say that, but you can say the same thing about Matt Ryan. If you give him this, if you give him that, they'll be right back in the playoffs.
yeah, but what you're not understanding is
I don't
that
play the if game.
Matt
knows
Ryan and the Falcons played a good game for the majority of the game against the Bucs, and that roster is horrible. Their defense is horrible. Their offensive line is horrible. Calvin Ridley is their only good receiver. Even Kyle Pitts has not been getting used so far.
Hey, no, listen.
So Mac Jones is in a far better position to succeed against the Bucs.
So this is what we're
and that's not an if game. That's a fact.
Okay, so what we're doing is because the Atlanta Falcons played tough against the Bucs, you think the Patriots can do that?
I'm saying the Buccaneers defense isn't this locked down. I'm gonna shut
Right,
you
not
out.
right now.
defense.
No, I'm
Not
not.
right now, they're not.
I didn't say it, but I'm saying that front 7 can make it.
They don't.
We know that.
JPP's huge. JPP's
I'm
not
saying
playing.
I'm not saying he's not, but Shaq Barrett is still playing, bro.
Vita's there.
Devontae Davis is still there. Vita's there. Like people are still playing, bro. They
still
have
can
enough
get
depth.
nasty.
They can
front
still
seven.
get
Front
get
seven is
nasty.
different from front 4 because you're talking about the linebackers on the outside.
Talking
They're not
about
going
the
to be.
whole-
They're
the
not
whole
gonna,
front
okay,
seven,
but they're
though.
not
The
going to be
defense is still
rushing.
gonna be there.
I'm talking about giving Mac protection. If you don't have JPP, you can key in on Shaq Barrett a little bit more to where
can,
you
but
can
they
minimize his impact.
but you
David
even-
Andrews versus Vita Vea. I trust Andrews in that matchup.
I get what you're saying.
I
But
trust
you,
Michael
but you- but you-
Onenwu, who was a breakout rookie last
No,
year, like
so
come
I
on,
get
bro.
what
They
you're
have a
saying,
good
though,
interior
but
offensive line.
That's
They
a
do,
good
but
matchup.
you
That's
also
a good
just
matchup.
said that the Patriots' offensive line is banged up, and they might not be
They're
having all their guys.
tackles. They're
They're
tackles.
tackles, and you
They're
just said
tackles.
Shaquille Barrett. You literally just said 15 minutes ago Shaquille Barrett can cause damage on the tackles. That's what you just said. Like you just.
But
told
if
us
you
that.
can key in on Shaq Barrett and have have a tight end be blocking on him, it's going to
let's
be
not act
easier
like
for
that
them.
front 4 still can't cause damage.
They definitely can, but that's.
Let's not do that.
I think it's on the Patriots how much damage they can cause because I feel like Mac will be able to manage that.
and Tom Brady can't manage.
This isn't about Mac versus Brady. This is about Mac versus the Bucs defense.
Exactly, bro.
This is
That's
what
what I'm
it's
trying
about.
to tell you, bro.
No,
they're
I get what you're saying. I know.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Bro, the Bucs are missing pieces right now. They're missing huge pieces to their defense. Carl Davis, Sean Murphy-Bunting, Jamel Dean, JPP. Bro,
Jamel Dean's a really good corner. Come on, stop playing.
He's a starter.
He's all right.
He got cooked week 1.
But he's a starter.
What are you talking about?
He got cooked.
I'm sorry. You only watched one game out of the year. Jamel Dean was a top 15 rated corner last year in the NFL. What
does
are you
last
talking
year
about?
have to do with this year? I don't care about last year.
Starter,
what you mean last year? He's a good player.
I said he was all right.
No, but I'm saying
he's not all right. He's a
third string corner for a reason.
Okay. He's not a third string corner.
He's not a third string corner. He was literally the starter on the championship team.
Bro, he's a slot corner.
But he's the third best corner on the Bucs, bro.
There's a difference between playing outside and being in the slot.
Is Sean Murphy-Bunting not better than?
He is.
Oh, okay. So he's the third best corner.
Hold up. That's not the right answer. Is Sean Murphy better than him on the outside?
Yes.
Okay, not in the slot though.
In the slot, I get what you're saying. Jamel Dean in the slot, who also got burned in the slot.
Well, some players they are slot corners. That's what they do. That's their niche. So it's different. You can't just say.
And I watched Jamel Dean get burned on national television by everybody from Cooper to Lamb to Wilson one time, then to Gallup. He got cooked the moment he was out there every time
on their Super Bowl roster.
So it's like I said he was all right.
Well, I can't argue with you if you're just basing his whole entire career off of one game.
No, I'm not basing. What I'm saying is, I don't care about last year. It's a new year.
What do you mean you don't care about last year? Last year they went on a Super Bowl run.
Yeah, but first of all,
did you not see what it did in the playoffs?
No, bro. Last year, a player can go from a top 5 player one season to a top 10, top 15. Like, it's
maybe
a new
if you
year.
rate him off of one game,
it's a new year. So I don't care about last year anymore.
Well, maybe if you rate him off of one game,
he hasn't played. He only played 2. Like he only played.
Wait,
2.
did you watch the Bucs versus Atlanta or no?
No, I did not watch the Bucs.
Okay, did you watch the Bucs versus the Rams or no?
No, I didn't watch.
So you didn't watch any game with the Bucs outside of that one game. So you're just basing Jamel Dean off of that one game. Come on, bro. Come on, man.
He only played about 2 games.
I've been watching Jamel Dean since Jameis Winston was there in 2019. That's why I know he's a good player.
I never said he was trash.
You said he's all right. He's not all right. He was a top 15 rated corner last year in the NFL.
Stop telling me about last year.
Okay.
What do you mean I can't tell you about last year?
I don't care about last year.
I don't know the top 15 off the list. I feel like I'm not even trying to be funny. I feel like there might be 15 better. I don't know 15 off the top of my head. There might be.
I mean,
this is the point I'm making.
Go ahead.
He was a starter on their championship roster.
He was.
You cannot take that away from him.
You're right. I can't.
He was a starter on their championship roster. So he is now missing.
Yes.
From their team.
Sean Murphy-Bunting is also missing.
Although you might not like Jamel Dean, and you might think, although you might think, he's the third best corner, he's average,
he's all right.
Right? He was a starter on the championship team, and those guys hold him to a high regard because they start him over other guys they have on their roster. So now that he's missing, these are pieces that they don't have. Mac is going to be able to manage the game a whole lot better with holes in their defense than he would be with their whole defense starting. Am I right or am I wrong?
Jamel is a slot, correct?
Yeah.
Jamel is the slot corner, correct?
Yeah.
Name me the slot receiver.
For some reason, I feel like last year he played some safety.
He played all around the field. He can play around the field.
We're limited in the corner right now. He definitely was back there with Jordan Whitehead.
Who on New England's the slot receiver?
Kendrick Bourne.
Kendrick Bourne he's all right.
He played on the outside
really worried?
too.
He can have
but
a
it's
good
not
game.
just Jamel Dean.
That's what I'm asking.
But it's not just Jamel Dean. It's Jamel Dean. It's Sean Murphy-Bunting. It's Jordan Whitehead. It's Jason Pierre-Paul.
No, 100%. But I think they have the depth to manage all that because
what depth?
New England.
Who's their corner? Can you name a corner on their team?
I can only name Carlton Davis.
You can only name the 3
Sean
corners.
Murphy-Bunting and Jamal Dean.
Yeah, that's the problem. They don't have depth in their secondary.
I don't think New England's offense is that dangerous where you can sit there and I think they'll be okay, bro. Jamel, can you name me another slot receiver?
Jonu's been having a bad year, but if he comes to play, that's a changer.
Jacoby Myers, Bourne, Aguilar. It's really about the tight ends and Hunter Henry.
Yeah,
and
that's what
Smith.
I'm saying. Like Jonu's been having a bad year. Hunter, if they come to play, it's a different game. But that's a big if. I don't play those games. I don't play those. So we've been waiting for them to come to play all season. I can't imagine they're gonna come to play against Tampa. It's a new field though, bro. You got a whole bunch of new guys. You put it together under a guy who's used to change. A guy who's used to.
Yeah, we wait. I'm gonna wait. I don't
doing things one way, and now he has a whole bunch of guys that are just like, we're doing it this way. Yeah, we are, and it's not looking the best right now. But they'll probably get it together. They'll probably get it together.
The Jamel Dean disrespect is crazy.
I think so too because he was a starter on a Super Bowl roster.
I said it was all right.
He's not all right. He's a good corner
on a Super Bowl roster.
I said he was all right.
You're more than all right.
He's a good corner. You said he was. You guys think he's a little better than all right. Okay. You think his 15 corners better than him. You think there's 15 corners better than him.
Because look,
he doesn't.
I'm just thinking like,
do you think there's 15 corners better?
I think there might be 15 corners better.
No, because I don't think Sean Murphy Bunting's better than Jamel Dean.
Oh no, that's
He's not better than Jamel Dean.
No,
Jamel Dean is a better corner than Sean Murphy Bunting.
So Jamel Dean's
I think the best corner on Tampa Bay is Carlton Davis.
I think Sean Murphy Bunting is way more sticky than Jamel Dean.
I think he's more aggressive.
He's more sticky. He's staying with guys way better than Jamel Dean will.
I don't know. Sean Murphy's Bunting's aggressiveness gets him in trouble a lot of the times. And I've seen that.
So Jamel is a top 10 corner too?
He's not a top 10 corner, but he's a top 15 corner.
Bro, we have to get a list of cornerbacks.
When we talk about
can you pull up a list, please?
When we talk about slots, when we talk about slots, he's a top 5 slot. He can play everywhere. He can play outside and the inside. He can do multiple things.
I don't know, man. I see this.
Are you pulling up the list?
We could just look at teams.
I'm gonna look at PFF's corner grades for 2020. So let me know when you guys are ready.
I'm ready.
Go ahead.
The 32 best outside cornerbacks entering the 2021 NFL season. So number 1 is Jairi Alexander. Number 2 is Jalen Ramsey. 3 is Marlon Humphrey. 4 is Xavier Howard. 5 is James Bradbury. 6 is Stephon Gilmore. 7 is Trey White. 8 is Denzel Ward. 9 is William Jackson. 10 is Marcus Peters. 11 is Richard Sherman. 12 is Adoree Jackson. 13 is Steven Nelson. 14 is Byron Jones. 15 is Carlton Davis.
Oh, we can keep going.
16 is J.C. Jackson. 17 is Joe Hayden. 18 is Marshawn Lattimore. 19 is Jamel Dean.
I was about to say, where's Marshawn? But if we're talking this year, where's Trayvon Diggs?
That's true. Trayvon Diggs deserves to be on that list.
Is Jalen Johnson better than Jamel Dean?
This year he's been playing better, yeah. I think Jalen Johnson is a stud.
Yeah, bro. He's young. Passer Tan might be better.
So that's
Passer Tan might be better.
That's adding 2 more people.
Passer Tan is a dog.
Passer Tan is a dog too.
He's.
But I think there are players on this list I'll take I'll take Jamel Dean over. Like for example, I think Steven Nelson, I'm taking Jamel Dean over right now. I'm taking Jamel Dean over Adoree Jackson. Adoree Jackson has been horrible last year in Tennessee this year with the Giants.
Yo, that is tough.
I mean, we got to take Marcus Peters out the list because he's hurt.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
William Jackson this year hasn't been phenomenal with Washington. Their defense has fallen off, and he was their free agent acquisition.
But I would still rather Will on my team than Jamel Dean. That's me being real. I like Jamel Dean.
I would like Will on my team too.
I like Jamel Dean. I personally think Jamel Dean is better than what Riv is sitting here trying to say he's better than. Like, you know, he's trying to play.
But even if you're the 50th best corner in the NFL, there are 32 teams in the NFL. You have 2 starting corners on the outside on each team. Right. Realistically, you're still one of the better corners in the NFL.
Yeah, that's my point. When we said top 15, I instantly I didn't have the list in front of me.
He's definitely top 30.
Definitely.
He's definitely top 30.
In the 20 to 30
and
range.
And top 30 in the NFL
definitely.
at a position is different from top 30 in the NBA. Top 30, if you're 30th in the NBA, you're one of the worst.
Yeah, Jamel Dean is in the better half of corners in the NFL. Definitely.
Fair to say.
Definitely.
You spent a whole 10, 15 minutes arguing about Jamel Dean. The disrespect was insane. So what are you predicting the score is for the Patriots and Bucks game then? Because you think it's going to be a blowout.
Oh, I wouldn't say blowout, but it's going to be a convincing win. I'll say 24-13, 24-14. I'll take Tampa. That's my score.
I don't know my final score.
I know it's a 2-touchdown win by the Saints, bro.
It's a 2-touchdown win. Definitely. It's a 2-score win for the Bucks. I got the Bucks winning. I'm gonna be honest. I got the Bucks winning 2 scores.
I got the Bucks winning too.
It just got.
I just think that it's not.
I'm just not sure what the final score is. Maybe 28-14. Maybe I'm not sure.
I just think it's not gonna be a 30-point blowout. I think Mac Jones is gonna come in and do what he's been doing. Is managing the game.
So I've looked up some stats for Jamel Dean. Tell me if they make sense. You because you're the guru.
Go ahead.
All right. So 3 games, 2 games started. He doesn't have an interception yet. 10 targets.
Wait, an interception means you're doing a great job?
No, I'm just letting you know like the whole thing. He doesn't have an interception yet. He's had 10 targets, 6 completions, 60% completion rate, 73 yards. He has when you're throwing his way, he has a QB rate of 115.8. Is that good or like what's that like? Good or bad?
How many snaps has he played in games? Let me see. Because he's been hurt. So you're just talking about that Cowboys game, like.
Well, it said 2 games started, 3 games just played. So he's been in and out of the lineup, you know. Probably why he only has. I mean, the year before, 2020, when you're throwing his way, he has an 85.4 QB rating.
Okay. So how about this?
No, I'm just asking you. I'm not.
No, I get it. Yeah. I get it. But those are 2 games. I'd much rather base.
No, I said 2020. Yeah,
okay,
85.4.
I'd much rather base my analysis on Jamel Dean off of what I've seen and what I thought he was going to be. And he's the only outside cornerbacks he's one of the only outside corners to allow fewer yards per coverage than Richard Sherman and Jalen Ramsey. Since the start of the 2019 season, he allows 0.8 yards on at least 600 coverage snaps. Sherman allows 0.4. Ramsey allows 0.8. And Carlton Davis may draw the more demanding assignments, but Dean has been just about as good as Tampa Bay could have hoped for in his role over the past 2 seasons.
I didn't know that.
What was it 0.8?
0.8.
That's tough.
That is very tough.
That is very dangerous.
I did not know that.
So I would rather that. I mean, Jamel, we could base it off that Cowboys game. I'm not doing that because everybody has a bad game.
Right.
I ain't tripping.
Thank
I
you
was
for
just
that.
I was just asking you to let me know. You know what I'm saying?
And not only that, but CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper are stars.
Let's talk.
So I'm not, if CeeDee Lamb gets the
Gallup
better
got
of somebody.
that, you know what I'm saying too. So don't.
Let's
don't
talk
forget
about
him.
it.
Don't
man.
forget him either.
Mike Gallup is good, but I mean, he was mostly on CD. CD's a star. I'm not gonna. CD can get the best of anybody on any given night.
What is Philly looking like right now? Riv, talk about it.
I got one more.
Oh, I'm just saying.
I got one more win than us.
I'm just saying.
Moving on.
NFC.
Moving on to the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh man, I
so
love this part of the show.
The Cowboys blew out the Philadelphia Eagles.
Spanked them.
And for those of you listening, Marquis is a Cowboys fan. Riv is an Eagles fan. And this begs the question, are the Cowboys the runaway favorites to win the NFC East as of right now? What do you think? I'll start with you, Quis.
River, you are biased.
What?
If you're going to sit here and tell me
okay,
that after that game that we just saw, the Dallas Cowboys aren't the runaway favorites?
I wouldn't say runaway.
Are you?
I'm not biased. Did I
have
have
no
us making the
chance of beating
playoffs?
us. You literally had no chance of beating
No,
us.
you didn't have them.
I don't have us making the playoffs, bro. I don't have us winning the division. So
What's your record at the end of the year?
So before you say any bias, I had us winning 4 games, bro. So before you talk that any bias stuff, I didn't have us any high winning nothing. So don't do that.
Okay.
I don't think y'all.
All right,
I don't
we
think
got
it's
that out the way.
I don't
Good.
think it's a runaway though. I think Washington can still catch you guys. I think they're talented enough to catch you guys.
Well, Joel just sat here and told us that their defense is falling apart.
They
Our offense and their defense falling apart, that's bad.
Your defense is
That writes a bad story.
It's definitely
Terrible.
improved. Your defense has improved, and your
Thank
offense, it's been
Did
what
River
it is.
just give my Cowboys credit?
Nah, your defense is definitely. Y'all been putting on the show, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
I got y'all losing on Sunday though.
To who again?
Carolina.
Oh, they're gonna lose to Carolina.
I picked Carolina to win.
They're not beating Carolina.
Well, you're only not saying that because you're mad because Zach Wilson's garbage and Sam Darnold is not. So it's like
I'm not mad. Sam Darnold's in his 4th year as a quarterback. Zach Wilson's in his 3rd game.
They're the same age.
So Carolina's beating us. Universal consensus?
No, Cowboys are beating Carolina
you.
Panthers.
You truthfully deep down believe that they're going to beat us?
Yeah,
I think it's a chance.
Yeah, I think it's an even matchup.
Carolina's been balling this year. They have a good team. Like, let's not sit here. Sam Darnold's been playing better than we all thought he would.
They're not the same age.
How old's
Sam is 24. Zach is 22.
Oh shit! I thought Sam Darnold was like 22.
Sam is really young though.
Yeah, 2 years. Oh look, he's been in the league 4 years. He's 24 and Zach's 22.
He was the youngest quarterback
like
ever
19.
to start. No, he was 20. He wasn't 19.
Who is he throwing to? DJ Moore. Who else?
Robbie Anderson, Terrace Marshall
Robbie's
Jr.
there.
CMC. Well, he's hurt.
CMC's not there.
Terrence Marshall Jr. He's a rookie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of LSU.
LSU, yeah.
And Chuba Hubbard is
I watch
their
college football, so
backfield.
I haven't been in tune with him in the league, but I know he was pretty good in LSU.
Chuba Hubbard is there too, who's gonna start in place of CMC.
I think we have medicine for all of that.
The Cowboys are gonna beat the Panthers.
We have
I'm just
medicine.
gonna say that.
We have medicine.
I think
Their offensive line is not good, and Micah Parsons leads all rookies in pressures. I mean, Micah Parsons is a
He's a baller.
beast.
He's a baller.
And I've been telling you about Micah for 3
He's
years.
better than
now.
what I thought he was going to be.
But,
This fast. I thought he was.
Carolina
I thought he was a good player.
No, look.
I didn't think he was going to come in and be this good this fast.
It's because he's playing in his
natural position, right?
Not natural because he can play everywhere.
Well,
but
I'm saying he played.
He's more effective as an edge rusher than a linebacker. They were playing him in a middle linebacker, inside linebacker role, but now that he's playing on the edge, I mean, he's also been feasting on tackles that haven't been so good.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have Michael Parsons. They have Brian Burns, Hassan Reddick. So
D-Law.
D-Law's not playing.
He's not. Okay. Their offense is nothing like ours. I'm not even worried.
So you think
one bit.
The Giants, the Eagles, Washington, they have no chance.
I mean, the Giants. No, real talk. The Giants are probably the scariest team If I'm being real, I'm a Dallas fan. They're probably the scariest team in my division. I'm gonna tell you why, bro. Because they have it on paper. They have it on paper. Let's be real. They got it on paper, bro. They got Saquon.
You can have everything. You have had it on paper for years.
If they click it, if they get that to snap, that's dangerous, bro. That's really, bro. The Giants have a good defense. We're not about to sit here and act like their defense is piss poor.
You trust that coaching staff to get it going?
I don't know if they can, but that's why I'm saying, like, that's like a team that you're looking at them in the cut like, okay, I see you guys.
We just talked about Tampa struggling with Atlanta.
You guys up. I don't want to do anything but I don't want to do. You don't want to do anything to wait, because if they snap it, bro, they have pieces that can kill. They have killer pieces. Like, you got Evan Ingram. I think he's better than he's been advertised. He just hasn't been able to. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't been able to. That's what I'm saying. He hasn't clicked it.
Sucks, man.
He hasn't clicked it. Sterling Shepard, same thing.
Sterling Shepard's been all right.
Kenny
Galladay hasn't gotten it going.
When he takes that step, they could be dangerous. Like, everybody has to, especially Daniel Jones.
So wait,
no, Daniel Jones has been fine to me. I think he's been good.
Wait, so you don't think Washington's defense could get it clicking?
Never said that.
No, I'm asking you.
I think they can. Will they?
I mean, the same thing for the Giants. Well, you trust. You seem like you trust the Giants.
I think personally they have more offensive weapons. That makes me more comfortable in the Giants.
Okay, that's fair.
Because don't get me wrong, like, Washington has a right offense. They're not anything spectacular, but the Giants, they have pieces that you can look at and point to and say, yo, he can be special. He could be this. So I feel like they have the more hidden talent, scarier. Yeah. If everything does click for them.
I mean, Dallas, I think, should be favorites to win the NFC East. Washington, it really depends, because I think Taylor Heineke's inconsistent so far. But their defense last year in 2020, they benefited from facing a lot of offenses that were mediocre. Yeah. Now that they're facing a first-place division schedule, their defense is taking a hit. But last season, they allowed six games where their defense allowed 30-plus or more points. So it probably just is a slow start to this season. Who knows? But
we'll see.
Dallas, the reason why they're so hot right now is because they have the 13th ranked defense. I mean, Dan Quinn has made a significant change. We talked about Micah Parsons, but Trayvon Diggs is playing like a top 10 cornerback in the NFL right now. Somebody called him a receiver who's playing and disguised as a cornerback. His hands are amazing. He has 3 interceptions on the season in 3 games. And they're tied first in the NFL in most interceptions. And then onto the offense, Dak Prescott is completing 77% of his passes. He's closer to the top 5 than he is to the bottom 10 in the NFL in terms of quarterbacks. He's playing at an elite level, and that's why I trust Dallas. Kellen Moore is great too, and Kellen Moore is a guy who might get head coaching opportunities sooner rather than later. You also look at their backfield, Tony Pollard.
Right, that two-headed horse. I
was
waiting
been
for you
amazing.
To talk about that. That is beneficial to us.
So Dallas, you look at their offense, you look at their defense, everything is clicking right now. And the reason why I have them beating Carolina is because, I mean, Carolina hasn't beaten anybody. They beat in the Saints, who were out 4 starters on defense. Half of their coaching staff was out. They beat the Jets in week 1. And then in week 3, they beat the Houston Texans. Like, is that impressive? They haven't beaten a good football team yet. The Cowboys are a good football team. The Cowboys went toe-to-toe with the defending champions in the Bucs. They blew out the Eagles, blew the brakes off the Eagles. And then in week 2, they beat the Chargers, who are a good football team as well. So the Cowboys have proven more than the Carolina Panthers, and that's why I think they'll beat them on Sunday. I'm not thinking too much about it.
I'm looking at this Washington schedule. I might have to double down on that. This schedule is dangerous.
Thank you.
Dallas beat one good team.
Chargers aren't a good team.
That's the one good team. Don't you dare say we're good. I need you to stop saying Philly's good.
You're not good, but I'm going to give credit to Dallas for going toe-to-toe with the Bucs.
No,
they could have won that game.
We could have won that game.
So,
I mean, the Cowboys beat one good team. The Panthers haven't beaten one.
We definitely could have won that game.
I'm not going to say the Saints.
I don't think the week 2 Saints are a good team. They were missing 4 of their defensive starters, including Marshawn Lattimore.
I think that's still an all right team.
What game did Winston come out hot through 5 touchdowns?
First game against the Packers.
That was week 1.
That was crazy.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, you can knock them for the teams they play, but I think it's still gonna be a good game. Carolina has an elite defense at the moment. They have a solid offense. It's gonna be a big test for them. Dallas is gonna be their biggest test.
Let's do matchups
so far.
Let's do matchups. Who guards CD on Carolina?
Boye or Dante
I wish
Jackson?
Horn was playing.
Who guards Coop?
Boye or Dante Jackson is going to be between one of those two. Unless
Do
CJ
you
Henderson
like that
gets
matchup?
run.
I like Cooper and Lamb against almost anybody.
Whose defense do you like more, Carolina's or ours?
Carolinas.
A lot.
Carolina. I like
defensive
Carolina's defense as a whole, but in this matchup, I like Dallas's defense better against Carolina than I do Carolina against
Right.
Dallas.
Because we have matchups for them. They don't really have matchups.
If
for
Darnold
us.
was clicking more with Robbie, I would feel so much better.
I like Trayvon Diggs guarding DJ Moore. I know DJ's a dog. I like our
I feel like he's
chances
being
with
slept.
I like
being slept on.
I like Trayvon Diggs guarding DJ Moore more than you should like Boye or Dante Jackson guarding Amari Cooper or CD.
I don't know. I think DJ Moore's I think he can have a big day.
What's a big day? Because when you say a big day, that's 2 tuds, maybe 3.
I mean, against a
50.
guy who's playing at an elite pace right now, I'd say a good day would be like 80, 90 yards, 100 yards. Maybe a
tuds.
TD.
How many tuds? 1?
Maybe 1.
That's not out of the realm for DJ.
I think he can do that.
That's a
Well, if
possibility.
he gets that, he won the matchup over Trayvon.
Yeah.
That's a big day.
That's a big day.
Yeah.
Against he's playing the way he's playing right now.
100, like 8 receptions, 100 yards, a touchdown is a big day. That's a big day. That's like 24 plus points in fantasy.
No cap. That's a big day, bro.
Okay. That's a possibility. I'm not gonna sit here and lie because DJ, I love DJ Moore.
But still,
bro. He's
Robbie can
actually
still
like
break
that.
out, bro.
Mm.
He still can. Like, I know it ain't been looking too hot for him, but
Right.
and y'all don't really have a matchup for him. I'm not even gonna lie.
He's a speedster.
They just need to play a safety over the top. They'll be
He's a
fine.
speedster.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. He's a speedster.
And Sam doesn't
He's
click
not
with
burning
Robbie.
us with his route.
Yeah,
tree.
He doesn't
I
click
wish
with
he
Robbie.
did click with Robbie. I mean, it's gonna be a good game.
Sam has an arm. He should be able to click with. He should. I don't know why it's not.
Sam has an okay arm. He's more of an intermediate quarterback.
No, I'm talking about like in terms of like, bro, striking that shit. He could throw bullets.
Screw Carolina. Let's do Dallas and Washington matchup. Screw them. Screw Carolina. We talk about the division right now. Let's obviously you clearly win the quarterback matchup. Like, it's not even a debate. I feel like you guys win the wide receiver group because outside of Scary Terry, I mean, De'Ami Brown, he's good, but he's a rookie. Curtis Samuel's all right, but he's no CeeDee Lamb, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Adam Humphries, he's not that. Offensive line, we'd probably
They
say
have the
Dallas.
best O-line.
Yeah, we'd
outside
probably
of
say-
maybe Philly.
Probably say Dallas, O-line, definitely. Now we flip on to the other side, defensive line. I think we can chalk it
It's
up
Washington.
to Washington.
Yeah.
Secondary, I'd say Dallas right now has been playing better.
Maybe, but I'll
Well,
take the
Washington
Giants.
is-
I'll take the Giants secondary over Dallas.
Over Dallas?
Bradbury.
So you're saying
Yeah.
Giants have the best secondary in the
Yeah,
division?
Bradbury, Logan Ryan, Jabril,
Yeah.
Adoree Jackson.
They have the pieces.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was saying. They have the pieces where it's like if they click it, it's scary.
Washington has them pieces on defense.
I mean, you could just name William Jackson there.
William Jackson, Chase Young, Jonathan Allen.
Yeah, but
You're talking
we're
about the secondary.
No, I was
We're talking about secondary.
I know. I'm saying they have the pieces to click on defense. I was just
Oh no,
defense.
I'm talking about in terms of secondary. Like, bro, that
Both teams are
Giants
talented.
secondary is they if they click it, that's scary, bro. That's
They're
really
0-3.
scary. I know.
What's they next? What's the Giants next? Couple
What is their
games?
schedule? Yeah, tell me what their schedule.
Because Washington, bro, they got
that'll tell you that'll be.
They're
Washington-
facing the Saints.
Oh,
Washington got Saints week 5. They got Atlanta, Saints, Chiefs, Packers, Denver, Tampa,
yeah,
and Carolina.
that
And then
sounds like
Seattle.
no wins.
I wouldn't say no wins. Some wins, but I wouldn't say no wins.
I didn't really hear wins.
I think you played the same type of teams though.
They do. They play the same teams.
Yeah, you guys played the same type of teams.
But I hear wins for us. Denver's a
you
win.
can beat. You already played Tampa. You lost.
Close game.
Green Bay.
I mean, I just
Goody.
think right now
Goody. Very
the
good one.
Eagles don't look like they're a match for the Cowboys. You have Washington, who they're having a tough stretch of games right now. They're
Yep.
going to go on a tough stretch of games. And the Giants are 0-3, and they face the Saints up next. The Giants right now are 0-3, and most of the criticism has been pointed at Joe Judge for this 0-3 start. Last year in 2020, the Giants were one of the more disciplined teams in football. This year, they allow some of the most penalties in football, and he went viral. He was trending on Twitter for his comments on analytics, and because the knock on him is that he plays too conservative, and Joe Judge said that analytics is just a tool. It's nice to look at the numbers and how they go through the flow of the game, but the analytics change based on the opponent, based on who you have available for the game and how the flow of the game is going to. You can look at the stat sheet all you want. I promise you, if Excel was going to win football games, Bill Gates would be killing it right now. And he said this because he was criticized for punting on 4th and 4 with 6 minutes left with the Giants down 7-6 to Atlanta.
So do you think the Giants can turn it around?
I don't have much faith because I do think that at 0-3, you're facing the Saints up next. That could be 0-4. They have a tough schedule. I don't think they turn it around, but I also don't think this is on Daniel Jones. I think Daniel Jones is playing good. He's thrown for 782 yards, 2 touchdowns, completing 65% of his passes. I think right now the Giants' problem is their defense is falling off a cliff. I mean, their defense is not good. They're not productive right now. And Jason Garrett is not a good play caller. I mean, that is just the bottom line. In Dallas, because that offensive line was so dominant and Zeke was such a great running back, even a better running back than he is right now, Jason Garrett could get away with just running the ball repeatedly and getting those results. But when they switched to Kellen Moore, the offense became more open. They passed the ball more. Dak Prescott took that next step. Jason Garrett, he's not a good play caller. And with Daniel Jones last year, he threw 12 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Pat Shurmur, having Jones as a rookie, threw for 24 tugs and 12 INTs. Daniel Jones regressed in his second year because of Jason Garrett. I think right now the Giants have a Jason Garrett problem. They have a defensive problem, and I think Joe Judge, his lack of aggressiveness in trying to win football games, which is something he was praised for in 2020, is also costing them games as well.
So do you think they're going to stick with Jones even if he plays good after this year, or do you think they move on?
They're going to stick with Jones as long as Gettleman is there. But you look at this season for the Giants, the first game versus the Broncos, Daniel Jones fumbling, that's on him, and that cost them the game, no doubt. But second game versus Washington, he
played great.
Dexter Lawrence going offsides cost him that game.
Right.
Darius Slayton not catching that ball cost him that game. Daniel Jones, touchdown run, getting called back because of a holding, cost them that game. I mean, they had so many mistakes, but they could have won that game. Then week 3 versus Atlanta, I mean, they just came out flat. Their offense was flat, and I think that's more due to Jason Garrett. Atlanta doesn't have a good defense. Their defense is one of the worst in the NFL, and it's been that for the last couple of years. So the fact that you couldn't get it going against that Atlanta team speaks volumes for me.
See, that's why my answer was runaway favorites, because I don't think they're going to get it clicking. And I think there was a chance at week 1. Once week 2 happened, that was a momentum game. That literally killed everything that they had going.
And they lost to Washington.
When they lost that game on that offsides call, I think that killed them. That's why week 3 against Atlanta, they looked like they weren't even there to play football. It looked like they were just there suiting up. And I feel like after that game, that takes a lot out of the locker room. Yeah. When you have a game like that and you lose on a last-second call because somebody jumped early, that takes a lot out of what you're trying to build as a culture. And I think right now, their season, I don't think, it's that hard to see it either. Like they have the pieces, they're not clicking, wrong play calling, and momentum game. I think they don't get it together.
The expectations was extremely high for New York coming in. They spent a lot. Yeah. You picked up some pieces in the offseason thinking you would be like they were one of the favorites to win the division. It was supposed to be them.
They went crazy in
and Washington fighting. Y'all was supposed to be fighting and competing, and now it's just looking like Dallas is probably gonna win it. Washington's gonna be trailing behind them. And the Giants are going to be lower than us, which is hilarious. But it's just, like, it goes to show how bad it's been for them. Like, that's crazy. I feel bad for Giants fans, bro. I really do.
The Giants haven't had a winning record since 2016, I believe.
Man, your Eagles take sucks right now.
The Eagles? I mean, they're 1-2. I don't think the Eagles are a bad team.
You said they were going to win the division.
No, I didn't. I said they have a chance. I never said they were going to win the division.
That was your dark horse.
No. I said the Eagles. This is what I actually said. I said the Eagles are not as bad as everybody thinks they're going to be. They're not going to win 4 games. They're winning more than 4 games. I said they're a 7 to 9 win football team. That's what I said.
I
think so.
I have defined the segment where you picked 2 teams and you was like, these are my sleeper teams.
The Vikings.
I remember
was
that
my
one.
sleeper team, yeah.
I could have swore you picked the Eagles.
Yeah, the Eagles too. It was the Vikings and the Eagles. But the Eagles are my sleeper team based off of that. They're not going to be as bad as you think they're going to be or as the public thinks they're going to be. Everybody thinks they're going to finish last in the division.
Oh, yeah, no. I didn't think that.
In the Vikings, they're still my sleeper team. Even though they haven't started hot. They should have realistically won every single game they've played.
Tomato.
And they should have. I mean, versus the Bengals, they should have won that game. Then they beat Seattle. But then versus the Cardinals, I mean, come on, man. Versus they missed
lost to K1.
No. Their kicker missed
the Cardinals.
Their kicker missed a 30-yard chip shot field goal to win the game. The Vikings kicker did.
You could say that, but they didn't. What they went into the second half with 20 points and scored one time.
No, Arizona and Minnesota both scored over 30 that game.
No. I'm saying they went. It was like they went into the first half with about 20 points. The Vikings, and they only scored about 7 points in the second half. They didn't do much in the second half.
The Cardinals and the Vikings both scored 10 points in the second half.
And how much did what was the score at the end of the first?
34. The score at the end of the first was the Viking. It was 23-27. Vikings were down. Yeah, and the Cardinals won by 1 point, 34-33.
That's tough. That's a tough way to lose.
The Vikings should be 3-0 right now, but they're 1-2.
Is Kyler Murray a dark horse for MVP?
He's the favorite. So is he really a dark horse? He's the betting favorites right now.
We know he's not gonna win it.
No, but he's I'm talking about Vegas. He's the betting. They just put him the odds.
Did they
up.
really?
Yeah, he's the favorite right now.
He is a favorite.
Going into the season?
not going into the season.
Right now.
He is a favorite right now.
He turned into the favorite.
I'm saying he's looking like it. He could be. I mean,
do you think that it's too early to say that the Giants should probably move on from Joe Judge, their current head coach, or Daniel Jones?
I think it's too early for Daniel Jones.
I think you should keep Daniel.
I think it's too early for both. Because it's like, if you get rid of one, you don't know what it could have been. I feel like Daniel Jones has the possibility to be a better player than what he's advertising. Like right now he's been playing good, but I feel like he could be better, bro. Honestly, I see Daniel Jones being better.
We've
than what
seen
he's
the
doing.
improvements.
I think it's about them firing Jason
getting
Garrett.
better. Yeah, maybe.
I think firing Jason Garrett and bringing in an actually established OC who can be a great offensive play caller could do wonders for Daniel Jones.
We all agree he's gotten better. Daniel Jones has gotten better every year at something. He's gotten better.
I don't think so. I think he got worse going into the second season.
He did, but now he's now put some of that narrative to bed. Like he's
gotten better with his turnovers. That's for sure.
Yeah. He looks good, bro.
I've seen him improve. I think that Daniel Jones is going to constantly improve. He's going to keep getting better. So I don't think it's
a Garrett
It's
problem.
way too early on Daniel Jones. I think you'd probably end up regretting that. Honestly, I think you hold ship, see what this year plays out, and
isn't the quarterback class pretty weak anyways this year?
Yeah, you got Spencer Rattler, who I'm not
high
high on.
To bench him.
Yeah, Malik Willis has a strong arm. Desmond Ridder is pretty good too. Sam Howell's in the class.
It's a Garrett problem. It's been a Garrett problem though for years, even with these scrubs. So it's it's time to get rid of Garrett.
He's talking to me. He's 1-2 right now.
Have you seen?
I am the king of the NFC East.
I want you to answer this question. No, I really want you to answer the question. We were both born in 1998.
We both were born in 1998.
Have you seen your team win the Super Bowl? I want you to answer that truthfully.
No.
Okay. All right.
I have not.
Just wanted to make that clear.
How many do you guys have?
Just one.
I used to clown you every day about this.
You won before we were thought of. It doesn't matter.
Bro, first of all, your starting QB didn't even win that, bro. Nick Foles won that, bro. Real right. Bro, y'all just got rid of Carson Wentz. At least y'all finally,
that looks worse on y'all.
You used to tell me Carson Wentz was that guy.
He was that guy that year.
Tell me what is going on with him right now after I was telling you time and time he's not that guy.
It's not his fault.
It is definitely his fault. He thinks he's way better
he
than
thought
what
he was better than Dak.
He thinks he's better than what he is.
Was he not better than
Wentz
Dak?
looks in the mirror and sees.
I said, was he not better than Dak?
Wentz looks in the mirror and sees the best player in the league.
Dak
he was
Prescott,
never better than Dak?
Dak Prescott
He was never better than
To me,
Dak.
he was always better than Wentz.
He was never better than Dak. He had one good year.
Two teams that have never seen
he
a
had
team win
one
a Super
good year
Bowl.
over what 13, 14 games. Got hurt and then
he didn't have one good year.
Carson Wentz savior for the Eagles, and we never saw it again.
He didn't have one good year. He had 2 good years.
The year he almost won MVP. He only almost won MVP one time.
No, but he had 2 good years.
Now, Carson Wentz was good. He was efficient, yeah.
Yeah, he had 2 good years. Don't do that.
Never better than that.
But Dak has always been steady. He's just steady.
He's more consistent. I give you guys that. Has no ring. It's okay. That happens.
Did Carson Wentz win them that ring?
Hey, he's
Or
the reason
did
they were in
Nick
that
Foles?
position. He was the reason they was in that position, bro.
Okay,
We
who
were
won
number
them
one seed.
that ring?
Who got us? He was the
Nick
number
Foles
one
won you
seed,
guys
bro.
that ring.
He was the number one seed.
I take nothing away from you guys winning that Super Bowl.
I know you can't.
Good ring.
You didn't win.
Very good ring.
Like you didn't even make the playoffs that year.
Bro, that's fine.
God,
That's fine.
God.
You have
Fucking
dark. You
Mark
have a
Sanchez
very, very
over
dark
here.
future in Philly. My future looks beautiful.
Mark Sanchez has more playoff wins than Carson Wentz.
Does he have a ring?
2
Does
AFC championships.
Yo,
Carson
oh my
Wentz
God,
walks around with a
Carson
ring on
Wentz
his
does not
finger.
deserve
2 rings.
anything for that
a
ring.
marriage. He doesn't deserve anything.
It's probably plastic.
Come on, bro. He's the reason we were number one seed. People just love to hate, bro.
What did he do in the postseason? He was hurt, right?
Got hurt.
You watched Nick Foles win it for him.
We won.
We watched.
What did
Nick
you do?
Foles.
Wait. What did you guys do? What did you guys do?
We watched you win the
Oh,
chip.
okay. He watches going to Miracle
He likes
Run.
to hear that, so we'll tell him. We watched you guys win the chip.
That's because
What did you do after? What did you do after that?
Made the
What have you
playoffs-
done since then?
Made the playoffs 2 years in a row.
And then?
We actually won the division again.
And then?
We did the same thing y'all did.
Look at us now. Let's talk about us right now.
2-1.
Let's.
We're going to move on to the basketball portion of the podcast.
Eagles.
And we're going to stay in Philadelphia and talk about Ben Simmons. And the reason for it is because on media day,
Oh, man.
it was confirmed that Ben Simmons did request a trade. And a report on media day also came out that Ben Simmons said playing with Joel Embiid has run its course and he expected to be traded by now. And the organization's choice to build around Embiid doesn't fit Ben's style. And then Joel Embiid also came out and said that the organization didn't re-sign Jimmy because of Ben Simmons.
Mistake.
And they have tried to surround Ben Simmons and make him successful in Philly. And the fact that Ben Simmons isn't showing up is disrespectful to the guys on the roster trying to make a living, because being a team that wins a lot means a lot for players that are role players because they have a guaranteed spot in the league. And Joel Embiid was very critical of Ben. He did say they're a better team with Ben, but even without him, they're going to do just fine. So what do you think about Ben Simmons saying that
Before
the duo has run its course?
Before I get into Ben's statements, I want to just talk about Embiid real quick. It wasn't wrong.
I don't think he was wrong either.
I don't think anything he said was wrong.
Me either.
I didn't like him saying it. And the reason why I didn't like him saying it, and the only reason, okay, Ben, speaking about Ben is okay. The minute he brought up Jimmy Butler not getting re-signed, I felt as if now you're attacking Ben. You're not giving your perspective on what you think the organization should do. You're now pointing fingers as much like, okay, this whole organization is on a down spiral because of this guy. We didn't do this because of this guy. I didn't like that. Once he said that, I kind of threw it away because it to me it was wrong. If Joel Embiid is a real superstar, he's gonna be a real face of a franchise. He can't say things like that, bro.
Even though
He can't. And even though he might want to, right? You look at the real successful faces of the franchises right now in the NBA, bro, they're not saying statements like that. They're not saying we didn't sign this guy because of this guy. He has to grow up, bro. I didn't like that. But in terms of what Ben's saying, that I feel like he can say anything he wants to at this point because he's done with Philly. He's burnt his bridges. He knows he's burnt his bridges on the court, off the court. He knows that. So right now, I feel Ben can say anything he chooses because he knows in his heart he's not playing there anymore. So right now, what he's trying to do, he's trying to speed that process up. He's trying to do anything he can to say like, yo, they can never bring me back. And that I don't respect, but I understand. But in terms of Embiid, man, I don't think you say that. I don't think you ever go on record. You bring up another man, you say this is the reason why we didn't retain this guy. And, you know, he didn't want to play with this guy. That's not right if you're going to be a real superstar. And I believe, bro, we all know Embiid is superstar talent. He's big time. Top 2 center in the NBA. Depending on where you put Jokic. I got Jokic first. I got Embiid second. He's a crazy talent. You don't go on air. You don't do that. What do you think? What do you think, Rev? I don't know.
I understand his frustration. I feel like when you're right hand man, your partner in crime, you know, a man you went to war with in the playoffs repeatedly, you've tried to go amend the bridges with him. You done told, like, I'm cool playing with Ben. When he doesn't want to show up, has completely denied y'all phone calls, denied y'all numbers, has ignored y'all. I understand. I'm not going to say I completely agree with him coming out and saying, oh, by the way, we let Jimmy go and it was a mistake. Him saying, he literally said it was a mistake.
Like,
I'm not saying I agree with that statement, but I understand the frustration. Like, you're annoyed.
But he's bigger.
He is, but it's training camp. Like, we just came off a season. We added Seth Curry, who had a career year. Yeah. We added Danny Green, a 3-and-D shooter. We got Matisse. I'm starting to step out and shoot the 3-ball. Tobias had a career year. The consistency and efficiency wise. All you had to do was be aggressive. Like, we had the team. Like, we were the number 1 seed over the Nets, the Bucks, the Heat. Like, we were the number 1 seed. All we had to do was beat Atlanta, and you chose to not show up in the fourth quarters. And then you don't take responsibility for your actions. You don't go in the gym and get better. You have not gotten better in your 4 or 5 year NBA career.
Do you think Embiid really enjoys playing with Ben Simmons?
No. I think he done did what a superstar has done. He had chalked it up, swallowed it, and just said, you know what, I'm going to go out there and give my best effort.
And that's where I say he's wrong. You see what you just said? You just told me he chalks it.
Yeah, but it depends on who it is.
He didn't chalk it on that interview. He didn't chalk it wherever. I'm not sure where he gave this statement. I'm not sure where you pulled this statement from.
No, this is recently.
I just know that.
This media day.
Right. Oh.
Yesterday. Right?
Yeah. I just know that he just gave that statement at media day. He didn't chalk anything. What he did was he brought it to the forefront.
That's why I said I
exactly
understand
how he felt. And I understand why he did it, because that's how he feels.
Mm-hmm. Frustration.
But
this is 3 years later, though.
Embiid is a certain talent that, like, he can't, bro. He could literally, he is the face of a franchise right now. He's the face of Philly. Right or wrong? If they're gonna move a guy, who are they moving first?
They're moving Ben. You're right.
But
this is. I agree with what you said, and you talked about Ben trying to speed up that process. But at the same time, Embiid is probably feeling the same way, because Ben Simmons is done with Embiid, and Embiid, he gave that statement because it's not like he didn't try. I mean, at some point when you try so hard, you're calling Ben, he's ignoring your phone calls. All that happens is Ben Simmons coming out and saying statements like this, saying that playing with Embiid has run its course. Now, Joel Embiid feels the type of way. He can say what he wants to, because at some point, whether it's behind the scenes or to the media, you have to hold your teammates accountable. And he can't get in contact with Ben behind the scenes because he's ignoring his calls. So now you bring it to the media and you say, look, the organization has done everything for Ben. We didn't sign Jimmy back. We have tried to build this team around Ben and surround him with the proper personnel for him to be successful, and Ben hasn't done it. So our organization has done its part in trying to make Ben happy. So for Ben to give our organization the cold shoulder because he didn't show up, because he feels upset with fans criticizing him, he doesn't think is right. And also, when we're a part of a team, when Ben signed that max contract, you are obligated to be there. And your teammates that are counting on you to be there, they can't anymore. And Joel Embiid is right in the fact that a role player on a number 1 seed is going to get paid more than a role player on the 10th seed in the NBA. Ben Simmons not going to Philly is making this team worse, which is ultimately making his teammates lose less money in the process. The difference in this situation, though, and I was looking deeper into this, is that we know Rich Paul represents Ben Simmons, and they have came out and said that they want a team to build around Ben Simmons, whatever that means, because who knows if that's going to even happen.
You know what the problem is with Ben? He's at the wrong position, bro. He's literally at the wrong position.
What the hell is position he need to be?
He's in the front, bro. He's a front court guy, bro.
He lacks the aggression to be a front court player.
I'm telling you right now, the easiest fix with Ben Simmons, easiest. You get shooters around him, you get killers around him. And you let him run his flow. You let him be him in the front court.
You say that, but Philly tried to do that.
Philly did that, bro. No, they did not. What Philly did was they gave him the ball. They put the ball in his hands. They made him a ball-dominant player.
That's what Seth came in for. A lot of the times, even in the playoffs, Seth was carrying that ball. Ben was playing like power forward on offense. Like, he was playing big. He just lacks that aggression.
Is Seth a certified creator? Because I think Ben can get to the basket at any time he wants to.
But he doesn't.
That's the problem.
That's true. So that I don't know. I feel like maybe you put him closer. If you put him closer to the basket, it makes it easier. Because see, he has all this time to come up court, think about what he wants to do, who he wants to get involved. I think you're giving him too much freedom. I think you limit Ben Simmons. You put him in the front court. You put him next to a guy that could spread the floor but could also bang and make his job easier down there. And you give him a killer point, like a guy like Dame. Or Philly would have been crazy. Like, that's just crazy to think about. I think that's just crazy. Like sometimes I just sit there, I think about.
We saw Dame lose a playoff game where he's put up 40 plus.
I think he had 50.
He had 50. I think he'd be more annoyed with Ben than anything. I mean, what's holding back Ben and thinking the way that you're thinking is that he doesn't do anything in the playoffs. Like, if he were to actually show up in the playoffs, we'd be looking at him differently. But each time, every single playoff run, we can point to a moment and say, wow, he just played awful.
But see, that's because the floor gets condensed.
Because of him.
No.
Yes.
Okay, so why? Because they're playing him high.
Because he can't shoot.
They're playing him high.
When he brings
the ball up, they're playing him high.
But
they have to meet him.
But
they're not meeting him at half. They're not meeting him at 3.
You know what's
condensing the floor. They're meeting him at the free throw line.
You know what's flawed about that? They're guards guarding him.
This is what I'm saying.
He's 6'10".
If you put Ben Simmons closer to the basket,
you don't have to do all that though. If he's the point guard, he brings the ball up. Run a set play where you get an ISO post up with the guard. There are guards that are 6'4", 6'3" guarding you. You have 4 shooters on the court: Embiid, Tobias, Seth, Danny Green. Put them on the other side. You can't double team, and then you just post up and go get a bucket. He's 6'10". He just won't do it.
So tell me what's the difference in me saying that by him starting closer to the basket? I'll tell you.
I mean, of course that could work too, but I don't think he's gonna go up.
The difference with him starting closer to the basket. Someone else is now making that decision for him. You're taking away more freedom from him. So what does that do? That limits him, but he's a limited player already. So what you have to do, you have to use his abilities to your advantage. You can't put him in situations where he's gonna have to. People can exploit his weakness. If you have Ben Simmons, you cannot make him your primary guy. You cannot make him your primary ball handler because he's not a scorer. He's a facilitator. Now, he's a good facilitator. He's probably a great facilitator if you compare him to other guys in the league. Yeah, sure. But him doing that as your point guard is going to limit you because he cannot score. So he cannot score perimeter. If you start him closer to where he's more comfortable, that puts him in a better element.
But your plan will only work.
He's catching the ball now 10, 12, 15 feet away from the basket as opposed to bringing it up full court.
But your plan would only work if he had the aggression.
The plan only works if you get a killer at the 1. And
no, the plan only works if he turns
into a killer. If you get a killer at the 1 next to Ben Simmons in the front court, it could be just him and that killer, bro. I'm telling you. If you get somebody that can constantly give you 25, 30 at the 1, that can work. Because Ben Simmons is starting closer to the basket, and say in a pick and roll scenario, they collapse on the guard. You want a killer that they will make them collapse. Because now you give Ben Simmons an opportunity to do what?
I mean, if that was the case,
to make a read, and Ben Simmons is definitely a smart player. We're not going to sit here and say he's not.
Okay, if that was the case, why
did you watch that Atlanta series?
But he was their ball handler. This is what we're.
I don't know. I saw Seth being that ball handler for the majority of the series.
I saw him playing down low, and John Collins was guarding him.
Wait, so I'm asking.
I like John Collins.
So why
he's a good two-way player.
Why doesn't Golden State want Simmons then? Because you're basically describing a better version of Draymond.
No, because I just said they have one.
But Ben is younger.
Yeah, Ben's younger, but they have one. They have one that they've won with, that they've built chemistry with.
But you're talking about building a team around Simmons, though.
Golden State will never move off of Steph, Clay, or Draymond.
But
you put Steph and Clay with Ben.
But they'll never do that.
But you trade Dre. They could even.
It's Golden State is different because they've built something like family there. So that's a bad team to use an example because they're a different team than.
But I don't think the team is ever going to build around Ben Simmons, and I don't think he's warranted a team building around him. I think the way you're describing a team should play with Ben is a team that is outdated. I don't think that style is going to work in the NFL, in the NBA right now.
I don't know.
But I do think things like you look at Rich Paul and his past clients, like Anthony Davis, he got out of New Orleans because he was on an expiring deal. They had to move him eventually. Ben Simmons just signed a max contract. He's on lock for 3 to 4 more seasons. Philly can mess him up with fines. They don't have to trade him. They can make this situation ugly. For example, missed media days $50,000. Practice 1 is $2,500. Practice 2 is $5,000. Practice 3 is $7,500. And practice 4 and beyond is $50,000 per practice. He's going to get fined $227,000 per game up to the 20th game. After the 20th game, he's going to get fined like $350,000. So if you combine all the missed practices plus the missed games on the season, I did the math. That totals and fines $25,282,000, and Ben is getting paid $33 million this season.
Ben's the type of guy to pay it and not play though.
But I mean, if you getting paid $33 million, you have to pay $25 million fines, and you're not even accounting for state tax and out of state tax and living expenses, cars, crib, all this other stuff. Ben plays
this year.
I think Philly's also dumb in this scenario too, because it's like you're gonna let him sit, you're gonna let one of your best defenders sit, one of your best playmakers sit. So basically, you didn't gain nothing back for him. You just lost another player. I think the best move is to just trade him.
Where does he go?
Sacramento.
What's the most? All right, give me the most realistic. What are the most realistic?
I think it's the Timberwolves in Sacramento.
And who does
Cleveland said they want to get in there? Indiana has jumped in.
I like Indiana. Ben. I don't know. I see a player.
I guess that Malcolm Brogdon trade looks good after all.
I literally see a player that just needs a change in mentality. Like that's what I see.
That's such a big thing though. People don't know that. Like that's a real big thing.
But see, that's shit that you have to learn later in your career though. That's always something that you have to.
He also has
click on later in your career.
Right type of people around.
It takes special generational talents to come in, demon like, just ready to kill. Like
most players come in that way though now.
Yeah, because this is a different era of basketball. This basketball is like.
I don't think he has the type of people around him to have that mentality.
We'll see.
There's no way.
Right situation, I think it turns it on for him.
There's no way.
Me personally, I don't know.
There's no way the right group of people are telling him to sit out and not get his bread and not play. There's no way. You can't tell me anything different.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Rich Paul is basically telling him to sit out. And
no friend of mine is telling me, bro, don't play.
$25 million.
Yeah, that don't even make sense. You're gonna lose money because you don't, bro. Get on the court, go figure it out, get your bread, figure it out.
The real friend's gonna tell you, bro, be happy.
Yeah,
what do you want to do? What do you want to do? I'm sitting, yo, Ben, what do you want to do? He probably told Rich, yo, bro, I cannot play there. I sit out. That's probably why he gave him that advice. He's not gonna give him that advice. He's gonna give him advice based on what he wants.
But he's also made the situation a lot harder. He's made himself getting traded a lot harder.
How so?
He didn't pick specific destinations. He didn't regressed as a player.
He picked certain destinations?
Yes, he said he only wants to go to Cali.
Wow.
He said I only want to go to Cali.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's like now you're being picky and you're not that good. Your stock is at an extreme low. Yeah, so you're making it extremely worse, not only for the organization who you signed a big contract and you didn't said you want to play for them. You're making it worse for them, but you're also making it worse for yourself because now you can't be happy and you're losing money and you're hurting your family. What the hell is wrong with you?
Cali.
It doesn't make sense. Like, he's being a weirdo.
Clippers? Yeah, this situation would be...
Where did you think you were going to go? Cali. You're going to only Sacramento. You're not going to any other Cali team.
This situation would be a lot better if he didn't sign that max contract. Yeah. But you signed that contract. Yeah. And who knows if Philly finds him or not. But if Philly does find him, I mean, you're losing $50,000 after the fourth practice. And
that's ridiculous.
NBA teams have 2 practices per week. It's like a 6? How many is like a 24, 32 week season?
Yeah, I think every team has the same amount of practice, but they schedule it differently throughout their weeks.
But yeah, I did the math.
Some teams will practice more than some teams, but
I did the math, and in total practices, if Ben Simmons doesn't show up, he'd get fined $2,442,000 in total practices and $22,840,000 in total games.
How many years are left on his contract? 4, right?
Like about 3. I think it's 3.
He's like on his third year.
Yeah, man.
He just started.
He's bugging. He can't sit out for that long, man.
He's gonna play.
Ben, if you end up watching this, please do not sit out, bro. You'll look bad. Terrible.
If he does sit out, then he's gonna lose a lot of money. I don't think that's money he's willing to lose. That's over half of your check. And from what I've read up, NBA players, that contract that we see at face value,
they don't get the whole thing.
Over half of that is already gone.
Yeah, I heard that too. That's crazy.
So if he's getting he's getting fined this much money, he's gonna go.
Wait, where does it go though?
taxes
bro.
expenses.
But what if you live in Florida?
Once you make
though?
more,
Florida
they take more.
I mean, he has to pay Rich Paul his agent too.
But don't Florida don't pay taxes? I thought.
No, Texas
does.
I mean, he lives in Philly though.
I'm
no,
saying
Texas doesn't. Texas doesn't.
So I'm saying doesn't depend on the state.
Yeah, Philly has like a 3% tax though.
I think Florida doesn't pay taxes. I think you're right. I think it's
I
Florida.
know
and
Texas
Seb
doesn't
told
pay
me.
taxes.
Seb lives in his family lives in Florida. He told me they don't pay taxes.
They don't.
Yeah.
They don't. They
So-
definitely don't.
That's why Miami's such a great destination to go
That's why
to.
D-Wade still got that
Miami's
bread.
a sleeper team this year.
So what Cali pay like probably a lot of taxes, right?
Yeah, Cali plays out New York, New Jersey. We're like 7%, bro.
For real?
Yeah.
Damn. So they don't even really see that. Lying ass.
Yeah. The more money you make out here,
That's
bro,
why them endorsement deals is crucial. Cause that's like
yeah,
you get all that.
that's basically your
Who
back
wants to
end.
endorse Ben Simmons right now? All he gets is negativity on social media.
I don't even think they endorsed his game. Just doesn't scream endorsement.
What athlete is he? Where is he signed to?
I don't think he's signed, bro.
I think he
He's
uh-uh.
He's not
he
a
might
Nike.
be signed to Nike or something.
Yeah, he has to be a Nike
They
athlete.
probably dropped him, bro.
You
They just cut.
drop him
Let's
over
just
that
be
way.
real,
Yeah,
bro.
come
Let's
on,
just be realistic. They probably dropped him, bro.
Nah, they're not dropping him. All defensive first team.
Ben Simmons.
Don't sleep on my boy. Come on, man.
Ben Simmons wants to change the scenery, and a point guard that got to change the scenery was Lonzo Ball. He's now a Chicago
There he
Bull.
go.
And on media day, Lonzo Ball said, talking to Billy, just getting back to being a more traditional point guard. Last year was different for me, but whatever the coach asked me, I'll do to the best of my abilities. This year, it looks like I'll be the point guard. And Zach on Lonzo, he said he's one of the best passers in the game, one of the highest IQ players. He gets up and down the court fast. I don't see how our games can't mesh. So will he thrive in his new role with the Bulls, considering he does play that role? I know we've had debates about that on this show, but what do you think, Riv? Is Lonzo going to thrive in this new role with the Bulls?
Well, I think him and Zach are going to be perfect because Zach loves to run in transition. He loves to get out and run, and he loves to, them alley-oops, them dunks. DeMar does it a little bit too, so it's going to be fun. I think Lonzo thrive, it really just depends because I feel like last year was a modest improvement for him, being able to hit the three-point shot consistently, still being that solid on-ball defender, that great team defender. I think this year what's next for him is to become a better finisher, and if he can, be better at that and also up his playmaking, get back to, like he said, that traditional point guard, be able to facilitate offense. I wouldn't necessarily say it wouldn't be a thrive. I don't see all-star. I don't think that necessarily means he has to be an all-star to thrive. I just think he has to improve in the areas that he wasn't good at, finishing at the rim, finishing around the rim, making pocket passes, being that efficient scorer in the paint. But other than that, I can see it because of the spacing we're going to have with Vucevic. He's a good three-point shooter. Zach LaVine, he's an elite three-point shooter. DeMar DeRozan isn't a three-point shooter, but nonetheless, you still have to go out there and guard him. And Patrick Williams, he's a solid three-point shooter. We have Kobe White, so we got some shooters. So he's going to have enough spacing. He's going to have enough pick-and-roll partners. So he's going to be good. I think he'll thrive.
Lonzo is a mental player. Just like we were talking about Ben, Lonzo's another guy. He's mental. His game is there. Lonzo's game is there. We've known this from day one. He has the ability to come in, be the passer, be the floor, the guy that sets up everything, starts your offense off. We know that. Thrive. What is thriving? It's thriving 12, 7-7. I know he can do that. It's thriving 15, 6-6. I'm capable. I'm pretty sure he can do that too. What's thriving?
Having a career season.
I think he can if he goes into the year aggressive. If he goes into the year saying, okay, I know I'm playing next to Zach, another great guard, and yeah, I'm playing next to DeRozan, but I see myself as that guy. I think he has the ability. Bro, what? I think Lonzo Ball, if he turns it on,
Oh, God.
could be a top 5 PG.
What the Here, Quis, here it comes.
What?
The takes, man.
So you think Lonzo turning it on can be a better point guard than John Morant?
Yeah.
Than De'Aaron Fox?
He's a better defender than these guys.
Than
He's a better
SGA?
passer than these guys. He's more efficient
Then who?
than John Morant.
Oh,
What about
okay.
De'Aaron Fox?
What about
Fox,
SGA?
but he's playing losing basketball. Like,
What has Lonzo played?
Yeah,
That's
you got
fine.
stuck
That's
there.
fair.
You got
That's fair.
stuck there.
I mean, the Pelicans, they were more competitive than Sacramento. Come on. They
Agreed.
What,
So Steph, Dame, Trey, Ja,
Trey's
De'Aaron,
still here.
CP.
Luka's here.
Luka's
Luka's
Okay.
a one. Luka's a
Okay,
one.
so
bro.
all right. So then, if that's the case, then I'll switch it to top 10 before I look stupid on your cash. man.
LaMelo's here. He's
Top
coming.
10.
LaMelo's better than Lonzo.
Cade is gonna be better than Lonzo. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Bro,
I'm just be honest with you. Like I'm just.
I
Gonna
don't
cut
see.
that
I
pretty
don't
dry.
see Cade how everybody sees Cade.
I see him better than Lonzo. I don't.
I like Cade. I just don't see him like you guys probably see him. You guys see him as
see
like,
superstar,
right?
franchise changer.
I
So
see
how do
all
you-
star.
Okay.
I mean,
Well, is Lonzo even
Lonzo's
that?
not that.
Lonzo has a great chance to be that. Lonzo has a great chance to be
Wait,
that.
so he can be that over Vucevic, Levine, or DeRozan?
Yes. If he turns it on. That's the thing. His game is there. He can shoot the ball. He can pass the ball. He's made all of those improvements. It now has to be a killer like instinct. He has to put that into himself. He has to tell himself, I'm better than what I'm making myself to be. He takes a back seat. That's his game.
Well, now he's playing with Zach.
Zach is good. I like Zach.
Zach
And
is
I told you off camera
Zach is
before
what?
we even started.
Zach is good.
Zach is good.
You got.
I mean, you said before we started, you said Lonzo's going to unlock Zach.
Yeah.
What the-
unlock Zach? That's
You
what
had
I
to
said.
stop
I think
saying
that
that.
pair. No, because okay, yes, Zach is an already great scorer. We know this. I'm talking about in terms of creating. Zach is now going to have less pressure of always having to.
So you
create
think
his
he's
own
gonna
shot.
have the?
So Zach is going to be a more free will scorer.
So you think
more
it's gonna be like Chris Paul and Devin Booker, like that type of situation?
right,
Okay.
right, exactly that type
So
of
Chris
situation.
Paul. Okay. Okay.
Because Devin Booker's a plug and play type of guy. You can make him be your primary ball handler. You can do other things with him. But once you unlock him, once you put somebody next to him where it's like, yo, don't worry, I'll create for you.
Billy Donovan.
You see how good of a scorer that guy becomes. And I think that's the same thing that's going to happen with Zach and Zoe.
Billy Donovan has told Lonzo, I guess, that he's going to be a traditional point guard. He's going to play that role. I mean, you told me, look,
told you that's what
I'm
the
in
coaches
no
said.
position to say Billy Donovan is lying to Lonzo or whatever he's going to do. I don't know what they're going to do schematically. Do I have a feeling of what I think they're going to do? Absolutely, I do.
Oh god.
Lonzo just had a career season last year, averaging 15 and 6, and he had a 36% spot up shooting frequency. DeMar and Levine are primary ball handlers. DeMar in ISO and Levine last year had a career season playing off of pick and rolls. So to tell me that Lonzo is going to have the ball over one of these two guys or both of them, I just don't really believe that.
If this works, this will let me know that this is the era of positionless basketball for real.
So let me ask you a question.
If you could
Joel.
put 3 guards back there and it works like that.
So Joel, let me ask you a question. You didn't seen the coach tell you that
I didn't see Lonzo tell us that the coach told him.
you didn't seen him say that Lonzo's going to be a traditional point guard, and you still tell us that you don't believe that's what's going to happen.
I'll be shocked if Lonzo is used as that, and I'll be shocked if his spot up frequency isn't from 25 to 35% of the time. With the Pelicans, it was at 36%. So if it's not, I'd be shocked if it's not over 30%, to be honest.
So, like, I'm going to ask you this again. You just are going to deny what the
Lonzo
coach said.
gets anywhere he wants on the court.
Lonzo even said it. In the Pelicans, it was a different role for him. He didn't want to be in that role.
What was his role?
A 3-and-D spot-up shooter.
Right.
That's not him. I keep trying to tell you that.
He's a silent killer.
I know that's not him, but his game over the course of his entire career has not shown that he can be anything else at an effective level.
I mean, when you're put in a situation where you're playing a little bit out of your role, sometimes you're not going to look the best.
Is he a bottom 20 point guard in the league?
Why do you be doing that?
I'm just asking.
I don't think he's top 20. I think I can name 20 point guards better.
Is Kemba Walker better than him right now?
They're on the same level. I think they're on
Right
the same
now.
level. I think they're on the same level.
Right now, Kemba's probably better, bro.
right now.
I think if you can make a debate for Lonzo, I
But this
wouldn't
is
be
what
mad
I'm
at
saying,
Kemba.
though. He's definitely a top 20 point guard. Like, why do y'all do this? He's a top 20 point guard.
You think so?
You off the top of your head, you cannot sit here and name me 20.
De'Aaron Fox,
1.
Steph Curry,
2.
Dame,
Keep going.
Luka,
That's 4. Trae Young,
5,
John Morant, Harden. So that's 7.
SGA, D'Angelo Russell, Kyle Lowry, Mike Conley,
11.
LaMelo Ball.
12.
I want to argue that, but I'm going to let it rock.
Kemba Walker,
Yeah, I said yeah.
That's 13.
Jamal Murray.
14.
Fred VanVleet.
No.
Point guard. Chris
No.
Paul.
Chris Paul.
15.
I'm trying to think of teams. I can't even think of teams.
Terry Rozier.
What the
No.
hell? He's a 2.
I know, but he plays the
Even
1,
if he was a point guard, he's not better than
DeJounte
Lonzo
Murray.
Ball.
Debatable.
No, it's not.
They're the same guy.
Derrick Rose.
They are the same guy, but Lonzo's a way better scorer and way better shooter.
I wouldn't say way better.
What about
Way
Derrick
better.
Rose?
He's a bench guard.
Spencer Dinwiddie.
No,
Yes.
No. Give me Lonzo. Give me Lonzo. No.
Yeah,
no.
Malcolm Brogdon.
Malcolm, yes. Come on. Stop. Malcolm is better.
Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
16,
How do we forget
16.
Russell Westbrook?
Malcolm Brogdon, we're going to put that to the side. That's a
Ben
debate.
Simmons.
Ew. I would say Ben.
Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday's not a point guard.
He plays the position though. So
Kyrie?
Did we say Kyrie?
we didn't
No,
say
we
Kyrie
didn't
because
say
we
Ky-
said Harden.
I'm saying Kyrie.
But Kyrie's there too. He could be there
17.
too.
We got 17 right now.
18.
17. I didn't give you Brogdon.
What
we're
the
gonna
hell?
we're gonna debate that. We're gonna debate that once we get to 19.
I'm
We
trying
can
to
talk
think
about
of
it once we
teams.
get.
We said Fox already,
You gotta
right?
give me 2 more, or no. You gotta give me 3 more. Solid. We're at 17.
We said Portland.
You got 2 and maybe a half.
Colin
on
Sexton.
No.
Darius
Darius
Garland.
Garland is better than Lonzo. And you know he is. I know it's hard to say he's not.
What about Tyrese Halliburton? He
Yo,
could be
these
better
are
than him next year.
These are nah. You gotta give me 20 clear right now. We gotta argue these.
Garland is clear. Garland
To
is-
you.
What about Reggie Jackson?
What the hell?
No.
His playoff performance is crazy.
Yeah, no. I mean,
Come on.
I'm not taking nothing away from Reggie, but
What about
no.
John Wall?
No. No. Yo, I actually like John Wall. I like John Wall, but no.
Man, we gave you a bunch of debatables though. So what?
Debatable. All right,
what's
so
It was
holding?
18
what's-
firm.
all right, so
why do
look,
you think Lonzo's better than Brogdon?
Brogdon?
That's the
I was
main
just
one.
about to say that's 18. Debate me 2 more, because the other names I was hearing is like
I mean, Derrick Rose just averaged 18 with the Knicks,
I cannot.
and he was 20. He
I
was
can't.
25-7 with the Knicks when he
I
got
cannot.
there.
I'm Jack and Cade. He ain't even
Jack and
played.
Cade was better than Lonzo.
That's 19.
That's
I mean,
19.
we didn't. You
That's
didn't.
19,
You didn't
so
give
you're
us.
agreeing with
Wait, you
this.
didn't give us. You didn't give us DeJounte Murray either.
No, I'm not giving you DeJounte
They're the
Murray.
same guy, and DeJounte's better at what he does.
Who's a better shooter?
Lonzo. Who's a better defender? DeJounte.
By how much?
A lot.
He is on
He's
ball.
like,
He is.
like a lot. Come on, bro. That's 19, bro. He might be at 20. He might
I
be.
can't. Bro,
So we'll see if he
DeJounte,
has a breakout season this season. So
I didn't
we'll
hear 20.
see. We'll see how he really plays. I
I
mean, you
didn't hear
think
20.
he's gonna thrive? Predict his averages right now,
Who are we talking
Lonzo.
16, 9, and 6.
about?
9 assists or 9 rebounds.
9 assists,
assists,
6
yeah.
rebounds. I don't think thriving needs to be all-star. I think he just needs to be efficient across the board.
I was gonna say like 18, 5 and 8. Really, I was gonna say 18, 5 and 7. Honestly,
I think he can get 16.
I was
to
gonna
10,
say 18, 5 and 7.
though.
Truthfully,
I think he could average 10 assists this year.
If he averages 15 and 10 or 16 and 10, then we have to put him higher.
Zach's
in the
numbers
conversation.
dips. His numbers are gonna dip this year. They're not
It
gonna
has
be.
to.
It's not gonna reflect his game though.
but it has to though.
Because numbers, bro, we know most of the time in the NBA,
I mean, he's
couple
bringing
points difference doesn't really reflect.
That's what
right.
happened with D Book.
He's bringing in DeMar. He's bringing in Lonzo. It's gonna have to dip. He's not gonna score 20. I
You
mean,
heard
if
the
he
name you
does,
just said. D Book. You heard that man. You know who that man is.
I'm not,
Now you know.
He got locked up by Pat Bev. Bro.
Locked up by who?
Pat Bev, bro.
Locked up? Are you sure?
I'm like just really positive, bro.
Are you like sure?
I'm 100%.
By Pat Bev.
Yes.
Bro, let me ask
Don't
you
do
something.
this. You really don't want to do this.
Let me ask you something. Who went on? Who moved on? No.
The Suns did.
The Suns did, right?
Chris Paul had
Chris
40
Paul was
in games.
packing them up.
Yeah, he was.
Pow, pow. They both unlock each other. That's no rap cap.
Yeah, they unlocked him to
That's
that
no
Milwaukee
rap
ass
cap
whipping.
at all. You know that. You know hoops, man.
Do it
So
again.
you know how it works.
Do it again.
What?
Tell him do it again. Do it again.
You don't think they can? You don't think they could be a top 3 seed this year? You really don't
Like
think
regular season, yes. Can they go back to the WCF? No.
Let's be honest. You guys saw the Lakers. You saw the Suns. What did you say? Oh, yeah. Suns are
And then
good.
AD went down.
Right or wrong. Everybody saw that. Was like, yeah, come on, bro. Braun, playoff Braun, activation.
No.
Boom. Oh, yeah, it's done.
No.
It's done.
We saw
He
Braun,
sent them home.
AD, and then we was like, yeah, we believe in the Lakers. And then
No,
AD went down.
Y'all believed in a 5-game, 6-game series.
I said 6.
Y'all believed in a gentleman's sweep.
Nah.
That's all I was seeing on my timeline.
I
We probably follow different people. I'm not sure. I was seeing.
don't have a Twitter.
Oh yeah, they suspended you. Damn.
Yeah. So
Free Riv out of Twitter jail, bro.
Yeah,
You're on the Pick Aside Twitter though, so you see,
he's good.
you just see hoops.
He's good.
Straight hoop.
Good. But in terms of you guys telling me that Devin Booker, hold on.
We're gonna talk about it later.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Just to let you guys know, just give you guys a sneak peek if you're listening or watching. Quis thinks that Devin Booker is better than Luka, so he's gonna elaborate on that later on when we talk about it. But now we're gonna talk about Michael Porter Jr. getting paid by the Denver Nuggets. MPJ agreed to a 5-year, $207 million extension. He's getting paid around $40 million a year now, and players with that type of contract are Giannis, Steph, Harden, Russ, Gobert, and Trey, and now Luka also, and now MPJ is in that conversation. He just came off a career season averaging 19, 7, 1 assist, and fun fact, his efficiency was at an all-time high. He had the highest efficiency of any player, averaging over 19 minutes per game since Wilt Chamberlain back in 66-67 season. Wilt's efficiency was at 68% EFG. MPJ is at 64% EFG. So he had the second.
I love when Joel does that and tells me stuff I don't know.
MPJ had the second most efficient 19 point per game season in NBA history.
Wow.
Thank
just
you.
to let you know.
You just made my argument so much stronger.
What's the question,
MPJ.
Joel?
Did he get overpaid? I'll start with you, Roof.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, bro, please.
Yeah, he did get overpaid. I think let me not say that. I think he got paid too fast. Let me say that. Because you saw the names you just listed: Steph, Harden, Giannis, Trey, Luka. I'm not even going to talk about Steph, Harden, because we know they're GOATs. They're legends in itself. Let's talk about Trey and Luka for a little bit. Trey just walked into the playoffs. Knicks was talking nasty. Knicks fans this, Knicks fans that. We all agreed it was going to be a fairly even series. We thought it was going to be an even series. Cakewalk. Destroyed them. Went to Philly. Underdogs. Beat Philly. Gave Milwaukee a run for their money, but Milwaukee ultimately won. He put up historical numbers. He did his thing. On the other side, Luka didn't come out the first, but he didn't play the same team 2 years in a row. They have no answer for him personally. Like, he's just a grown man destroying one of the best two-way defenders in the league in Kawhi and PG. Those two have earned their rights to get that contract. With Michael Porter Jr., we all knew his potential coming out of high school. He was the number one pick before his back injuries. Like, we all knew. Me and Keith used to talk about him all the time. We all knew about MPJ. Like, he was different breed. Just his back injury. He had the Steve Kerr back injury, so at a young age that's messed up. I think Denver, they don't attract a lot of free agents. So, getting Aaron Gordon was good. Re-sign him. I understand. Even people said it was overpaid, but I understand the move. You have to keep that core, and he's still young. MPJ, Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic. That's a good trio. Like,
and they're all locked in.
Yeah. You got your guard, you got your wing, you got your center. So it's like paid a little. I say it's paid a little too soon because he hasn't really proven it yet. He had some stinkers in the playoffs. He had some great moments. He's kind of up and down right now. He's still young. His shot selection really is bad. He needs to work on it. I get it. He's 6'10". He could shoot over everybody. But that one assist is very alarming. We've seen elite wings have that versatility in their game, playmaking, scoring from all angles. He kind of just takes a lot of bad shots. But I would say, like, he's going to end up being an all-star, maybe a superstar in this league. I just think they paid him a little too soon because he hasn't earned that contract.
Another wing that was knocked for not having a lot of assists was Rudy Gay back when he was with Memphis. Do you think MPJ is similar to Rudy Gay?
Not at all.
No, I think he's better.
Not at all. The only difference I see in Rudy Gay and MPJ, well, mainly MPJ, young guys, period.
Yeah.
Like, young guys, period, is the ability to put up numbers that impact the game without being ball dominant. That means a lot.
Yeah.
That's tougher to me. When a good scorer has the ball in his hands for majority of the game, he's going to get a rhythm. And if he doesn't, he's going to have a bad night. But he has a better chance of getting a rhythm if he always has the ball. MPJ is giving you 20 and 7, not touching it. He's catching it on breaks. He's getting it in the flow. He's coming off a pin down. He has one. He's either shot, one dribble pull up, or it's right back, reset. It's a beautiful game. Like, MPJ's game is so beautiful, and I know for a fact, MPJ is gonna be a superstar. He has the ability to put up 20 without ball handling,
like Clay.
And guys like that are priceless, and especially a guy that's 6'11", 6'10", and can shoot. There's not a bad shot for MPJ. There's not one bad shot. There's not one. He has a post fade. He has everything. He has everything you need in a score. There's not a bad shot for him. So I see MPJ being a superstar. Do I think he's overpaid? No. I think they paid him for the future. I think they paid him because they know we're playing him next to an MVP, and we're playing him as the third option because we like Jamal as our creator. So he's the third option, putting up 20 on a championship contending team. That speaks volumes for a young player. I think they see that and they say, okay, we have to acknowledge that. Give him his flowers now while he can still smell them. I understand it. Maybe too soon. I agree with Riv. He's still young, but he's gonna be worth it soon.
A player that just got paid, not that type of money, but similar, was Brandon Ingram. He got a 5-year, $158 million extension. So do you think that MPJ is better than Brandon Ingram?
Yes.
I think he impacts the game better than Brandon. I think Brandon Ingram is more skilled right now.
He's
more versatile.
He's just described.
Yeah, but
as Ingram needs to have the ball to have a rhythm,
right,
where MPJ doesn't need to have it to have a rhythm. And I like this. I don't know about the contract. We can get into that, whatever, ifs, ands, or buts. Everybody's going to feel differently. But I like the idea of them keeping Jokic, Jamal, and MPJ together for the future. Yeah. And they looked into MPJ. He was supposed to be a top 5 pick. He was on the JJ Redick podcast, and he told JJ Redick that Sacramento told me they wanted to take me. They were about to take me at number 2. And then he goes all the way to 14. I was screaming for the Knicks to take him at that time.
And
when we took
Bulls, I was wanted the Bulls to take him.
When we took Kevin Knox, I went insane.
And
Kevin Knox wore a Fortnite suit to draft.
I think that was the year we took Kobe.
That was
That hurt.
No, Wendell.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That hurt me.
Everybody hurt.
If we needed a wing, bro.
13 and you didn't pick MPJ.
We needed a wing at that time, bro.
Unless you're Atlanta or the Mavs, you're regretting your pick right now.
The Clippers picked Jerome Robinson over him.
That's a Clippers thing. That's a Clippers thing to do. We picked.
Isn't it crazy sometimes how you can go back on draft class and see wow, look how wrong you were.
Yeah, we picked Wendell.
We picked Kevin Knox.
Not gonna lie, I knew that was bad. He's so bad.
But to talk about MPJ, I think he has shown the ability already to deserve this type of contract.
Yeah.
When Jamal Murray went down in 23 games, MPJ averaged 23.8 points per game, 24, 7 rebounds, and of course the assists aren't there, but that's what Jokic is there for. Jokic is the facilitator.
Educate Red.
Monte Morris is the facilitator. But MPJ averaged 24 and 7 without Jamal Murray. Then in the playoffs, he averaged 17 and 6 and shot 47% from the field and 40% from 3. So in the playoffs, even though he had some bad games, he still showed, okay, he can play. I think in the playoffs, he didn't have his best performances because the year prior, he was watching Jamal and Jokic play their 2-man game, and he wasn't getting the ball. So now the first time in the playoffs, having defenses guard you differently, he was adjusting to that type of game. But MPJ has shown he can drop 24 to 27 a night. He's not even close to his prime. And he was doing this on all-time efficiency. And what's getting left out in this contract, because we look at this contract and we say, wow, $200 million. The NBA is about to get a new TV deal.
And in a couple of years, the cap is going to shift crazy.
Right now, the NBA is currently getting paid
They got to pay Joker in 2 years.
Right now, the NBA is currently getting paid $2.6 billion a year for their rights, or $2.6 billion, a year for their rights. They're looking to jump up to $8 million a year. So the cap is going to go insane, and Nuggets paying MPJ that contract doesn't seem so bad, especially since you have Jokic, Murray, and MPJ locked up. And that's their best chance to win a championship.
Well, Jokic is about to get his bag
definitely
because I play 2K. So after this offseason, his contract is up, so he needs his bag. But yeah, I agree. I think MPJ needs to be the second best player for them to be in the championship. Honestly, I believe that wing. You need to have that.
I think he's already the second best player. I just think that he's limited. I truthfully think MPJ is better than Jamal Murray. If I'm being honest, I think that he's a better player. Truthfully, I think he can do more. Feel me? Jamal Murray has the ball in his hands more, but the better player.
Can he do more though?
I mean, he's 6'10".
I mean, not to mention they also locked up Aaron Gordon. So they
I said
so
that.
they have Murray.
What did they sign him to?
16, 4 years, and it was like 16
60 something million or 80 something million.
That's in the 70s, bro.
Oh, 70s?
Higher than 70s.
It's not a bad contract.
It's
So,
not
I
because
mean-
it's Denver. They're not gonna get anything.
Like, I think
that's
for
what I'm saying.
for
He's not a bad
MPJ to
contract.
take that next step, he has to turn into a way better defender.
He's horrible on that.
Because if MPJ,
He's a
if
cone.
if MPJ and Aaron Gordon can both be their wing perimeter defenders, now you're looking at a scary team. Like
Yeah.
they can score on you and they can lock you down because we
about
know
Bay.
Murray and Jokic, they're not going to defend.
At all.
Well, Jamal tries.
He tries, but they
He's
really
not
need
defending
Yeah,
this.
no, he loved Efford.
Paul
though.
Call.
they need MPJ and they need Aaron Gordon. And I think getting another two, so getting rid of Will Barton, even though
Yeah,
he
please.
provides scoring, but getting rid of him for another kind of Gary Harris
don't
type
like Will?
of player.
It's over. It's over. Like, Will, he's always hurt.
Hell nah,
Like, you know what I think would be like a dream team for the Nuggets if they could find a way to pull off a trade for Dylan Brooks and have Murray, Brooks, MPJ, Gordon, and Jokic.
The only problem I have with that is Dylan's shot selections.
Yeah.
He just be.
He's kind of nutty.
Yeah, he gets crazy sometimes.
But I think
Yeah.
he's going to be more
He goes
laid
nutty.
back with that team.
He could be. It's a gamble, but it's a good gamble. Like,
Yeah, because he can lock down.
no, yeah, it's just his like he be bugging sometimes. Like sometimes he takes really bad shots.
What does their bench look like? I know they got Monte Morris.
It's
Austin
Taylor Horton
Rivers,
Tucker's old
the
teammate.
Compazzo dude.
Compazzo,
Oh, short guy.
Yeah,
Compazzo, Morris, Austin
He's
Rivers.
He's
good.
nice.
I wouldn't say nice. He's all right.
Okay.
Yeah, he's all right.
He's a-
Bol is still on their bench.
He doesn't play.
He doesn't play.
Don't know.
Why?
PJ Dozier,
He's all right. He's a good defender.
Jermichael Green, Zeke Naji. Yeah,
Yeah.
Jeff Green is also there. They signed him.
My boy Jeff.
Yeah.
Uncle Jeff.
That's the yeah, Uncle Jeff.
I mean,
Oh,
I
God.
think this year we're going to really see if MPJ was worth it because with Jamal Murray out for the majority of the season, we're going to see MPJ have that 24,
I don't think
25
that's fair, though.
point per game season.
I don't think that's fair. Because I feel like Jamal's not going to play. So it's going to be a lot more pressure on MPJ. I feel like they paid him to be that third or second guy when Jamal is there. I feel like
Or they paid him to supersede Jamal and be that second guy. 200 mil is 200 mil.
Or they paid him to just be that guy, period.
he's 22, right?
So we know that
He's no Jason
I think he's
Tatum.
24 actually.
I'm not saying he's better than Jokic.
He's 24 actually.
I'm not saying he's better than Jokic.
You think he can ever get there?
You said superstar.
I think he can.
You
I'm
said
not saying he is right now. I'm just
saying,
saying
you
like
said
maybe
he-
they paid him looking at him like, yo, you are the face.
Maybe. I respect that.
They gave him $200 million.
I mean,
That's-
they didn't give it to him. Somebody
Who else had
was.
those contracts? Who? Steph? Harden? Who else?
Legends.
Bro, legends,
Gobert,
right?
Trey, Luca,
Well, go
Okay.
no,
Nah,
but the rest of them.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Russell Westbrook too.
Yeah, like the rest of them. Not
Right,
the
but
Gobert
I'm saying
guy,
they
but
paid him like that. They might be looking at him like that.
They should. You know, you
Jokic has no problem taking a back seat because Jokic can average 18, 12, and 10 and be fine.
If he goes, yeah, like
I
if
think
he
he
goes,
needs to take a back seat.
Jokic's nice.
I just think, you know what I'm saying, the big man, the days of the big man, you know, it's not really
He's not just your big man though.
he's not,
He's
but
a point center.
he's
Yeah,
he's
he's
a point
different.
center, but like
He's different.
it's-
So he's literally
the
different.
joke, it's weird because like, you know, you watched him against Phoenix and he was just getting picked on, and it was just like he was one of the reasons, like he was
bad on
great. Yeah, he
defense.
was great offensively,
Yeah,
but he was
DeAndre
one of the
Ayton came to
reasons
play, though.
he was one of the reasons they lost that series. Like as much as he did offensively, they were just picking on him, and they had no. And I think that's what the MPJ being a better defender is really going to help them, because if you have those two wings and then you can get a second guy to just another 3-and-D guy to play that 2-guard spot, then that'd be a dynamic starting five, and then
Yeah.
you get a solid bench. It's just MPJ's development. Hopefully, you know, Jamal Murray.
He has
We got to
to-
see what he's going to look like when he comes back.
He has to implement himself more. He has to, you know, because he's a flow guy. Like if you watch MPJ, he does not command the ball.
He's
I watch
rhythm.
MPJ.
He's a
He does
rhythm.
not. He never commands the ball. He's never begging for the ball. He's where he has to be always. He's playing. He's running the fast breaks. He's filling the fast breaks, the lanes the way he's supposed to. He's in the corner where he's supposed to. He's at the wing where he's always where he needs to be. So if he starts implementing himself, let me get out of place. I just want the ball right now. Let me call for it. He can have a better year. He can jump up at least 5-6 points a game if he does that alone.
I see it.
Another big
That alone.
report that happened is that Bradley Beal chose to stay in Washington.
Oh my
Russell
God.
Westbrook urged Bradley Beal to request a trade from Washington.
Don't know why he didn't.
And Beal said,
Should've
no,
went
I'm
to
good in
Boston.
Washington, but he supported Russ going back home to LA. And Russ also said, no way he's going to the Clippers. He wanted to go to the Lakers. He wanted to go play for that franchise. And
Respectable.
I think if Beal didn't leave now, he's probably never going to leave. You look at the rosters they've had for the last 2 seasons, they've been awful, and he's still stuck by them. But I would say some Wizards fans do have optimism heading into the season because they did sign Spencer Dinwiddie. They got Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell, and KCP in a trade, and they're basically replacing all these players with Russ, so you're getting a lot of depth, plus a point guard who can give you 20 and 6 a night in Dinwiddie. Now, do you think there's any chance that this Wizards team, with their depth and with having Beal being that primary scorer, could be similar to what we saw from the Clippers in 2019, having a bunch of guys that just play a role, and this Wizards team could make the playoffs in the East?
You want to go first, or can I go first? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, shout out to Westbrook for being a real friend and trying to get him out of there. Like, shout out to Westbrook, saying, yo, get out of here. Like, this is not the vibe.
I'm leaving you. Get out of here.
Yeah, get out of here. Shout out to Bradley Beal, though, too, for supporting Westbrook and making that decision. Like, nah, I'm going to stay, but, you could go or support that. Shout out to both of them. Bradley Beal's an idiot. And I'm sorry, but it's like, I get it. The pride thing. You think they can win with you being the number one guy. I understand. You've put up 30 back-to-back years. You've led the league in scoring at one point. You've been on the All-NBA team. You've been an All-Star for a couple times. I get it. But the league is trending in where you need multiple stars to even be a Western Conference or Eastern Conference Finals contender or even a Finals contender. And even then, for you to carry a team, you have to be like a top 10, top 15 player. Bradley Beal, you are a fringe top 20 player in the NBA. Like, you're top 20, but it's like we struggle saying that because the league is elite. Like, there's a lot of guys in the league, bro. And it's like that team, Spencer Dinwiddie is your two. I remember Spencer Dinwiddie came out. He said he feels like him and Bradley Beal could be the best backcourt in the NBA. No, you can't. Dinwiddie,
there's no way he said that.
No, he's very cocky. He has come out and said that. I'm gonna show you the tweet. He's crazy.
Wow.
But I just feel like
I don't feel bad for him after that tweet.
I feel like Bradley Beal just wants the money. I feel like Washington can pay him the most. He's really about his money and feeling like he can win with him being the guy, and it's respectable, but it's not that type of era no more. It's not the era where it's not the early 2000s or the 2009, right. 2010s. It's not that type of era. You got to team up, and you got to go somewhere. I thought he would have went to Boston. That would have been him.
I thought he was
Brown,
out to Miami.
Tatum. Even Miami would have been elite. But Washington is deep. I'll give him that. They can run a 10-man rotation. Yeah. Some maybe 11. I mean, Denny is young. He's good. Corey Kispert out of Gonzaga. Gonzaga boys, when they come out of college, they know how to play.
I'm interested to see Kuz.
I'm interested to see Gafford. I like Gafford. I'm mad if we traded him. Gafford is good. Kuz, new situation, new environment.
Right. I want to see
Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, what he's going to give you 3-and-D. Montrezl Harrell, that backup big. Rui, year 3. Thomas Bryant coming back. So it's a lot of it's youth mixed with experience.
Yeah.
So let's see what Bradley Beal does. Maybe he changes our mind. Maybe he turns some heads. I have them fighting for a play-in spot, but I don't have them guaranteed to make the play-in.
Bradley Beal I can't believe he did that. That hurt my heart when he stayed. Because for the first time, I actually thought, Bradley Beal can compete. He's getting the opportunity to go compete. So I was excited. I'm hearing Boston, Miami, the Lakers. I'm like, he's finally willing to I'm ready to go compete. And then he signed that extension. Bro, my heart, that hurt my heart. I just instantly was like, he doesn't want to win. I thought I saw Bradley Beal different. I saw him like a competitor. He was just coming every night to win. But now I see him he wants his numbers. He wants to be that guy. Everything else comes next. That's how I feel about him now. Now that I look at him, because it's you had the chance to go play in a great culture in Miami.
I would have loved him in Miami.
What? With Jimmy Butler?
I don't know how they did
that
it.
Would have what? Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, and Bradley Beal? That would have been nasty. I would have loved to see that, truthfully. I hate Miami. I hate Miami. I don't like Miami at all. But that team with Bradley Beal, they definitely would have been in the ECF. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm not too mad at this. I know you guys are disappointed, and maybe it does show some signs of Bradley Beal's character flaws and how he doesn't really want to win and he just wants to put up great numbers, maybe like a modern-day Kevin Martin. But I do.
That hurt. I'm not even Bradley Beal, but that hurt me
mid Kevin Martin was, bro.
He was putting up 26 in Sacramento.
But it's like, you know how mid he was? Like, he was just like he's here, but it's like, all
not,
right.
I don't know.
I would have said Monte Ellis.
Right, that would have been like
a little bit better, you know?
A little better. A little.
But part of me respects Bradley Beal's decision and wanting to create a winner. You know, it's weird how fans work, right? Because Damian Lillard, we praise him for staying in Portland. And when players do go team up, like James Harden going to Brooklyn or LeBron going to Miami or whatever you can think of, or KD going to Golden State, we all are disgusted in those moves and we hate them. We hate super teams. But when a guy like Bradley Beal, who's the best player on his team, decides to stay, we all criticize that too. So it doesn't matter what you do, you're going to get criticized regardless. Bradley Beal probably does have that ego and have that pride that he can make these guys at least a playoff contender. And based on their roster, I think it really depends on the versions they get of these guys. If they get Montrezl Harrell, Clippers Harrell, 15 and 7 off the bench, that's great. And if they can get Kuzma, who now playing without LeBron has more freedom, can average 16 to 18. He's become a way better defender now too. Kuzma can be that third guy that we thought he should have been with the Lakers. And now you have Bradley Beal scoring 28 to 30, Dinwiddie 20 and 7, Kuzma 18 and 7, Harrell 15 and 6. Now they have a bunch of guys, you know, with Russell Westbrook leaving, that's a huge loss, but they had no depth last year.
Right.
This year they have depth and they have defenders. You have KCP, Kuzma, Daniel Gafford is much improved. Dinwiddie and Beal, we know what they are. They're not going to defend, but they have a lot of depth on this roster. And even outside the starting lineup, you look at Bertans, one of the better three-point shooters in the NBA. Kispert, who they drafted, Denny Avdija, who we're hoping big things from. They have depth, and if they can put it together with the new coach, Wes Unseld Jr., they can make some noise. And I agree. I think they're probably fighting for a playing spot, but we talked about it the other day. I think a couple podcasts prior to this one. You know, where's the gap between Washington and Toronto? You know, Toronto has, I think, a little bit more star power, I guess, but Washington probably has a little bit more depth.
I think Washington's deeper.
I like Toronto more than Washington. I don't think Toronto.
I like Toronto's
I like
first
the
7
players,
guys better.
I like the players on Washington if they have a superstar there.
I don't think Bradley Beal's a superstar.
They don't have one.
I think
I like KCP if he's next to a superstar. I like him a lot because now with Bradley Beal, you're gonna ask him to do more.
Bradley Beal has to be a playmaker.
I didn't even mention Hachimura.
Yeah, crazy.
I like those players if they have a for sure guy to set them up to be that guy for them.
So, I mean, it would be Dinwiddie, Beal, KCP, or Kuzma, and Hachimura and Gafford. Or maybe KCP starts at the 3.
I would start Kispert.
I think it's too soon. He's a rookie. I think it's too soon.
He's from Gonzaga. He's a senior.
Yeah, those Gonzaga guys.
Yeah, them Gonzaga boys, they know.
I think as a bench player, he'll be fine. He's going to be like a Cam Johnson for them.
I can see
just
that.
off the bench.
I can see that.
If anything,
I personally like Toronto better though. I know we're talking about Washington, but I think Toronto's.
I like their.
Yeah, I favor them just slightly.
I like their 7 guys better than Washington's depth. Like I like Pascal, OG. I like Fred. Right. I like their guys better. Scotty. Yeah. I like their guys better. OG. They have more continuity. Like they've been playing together for a minute.
I think this could be the beginning of Denny Avdija heading towards being a bust though, because where's he gonna play? They just drafted Kispert, who plays his position, and Avdija is going to be out because of injury for a while, I believe. So you have KCP, Kuzma playing over him, Hachimura.
We have to see what KCP does because we're just implementing KCP like we know he's going to shoot. He has a tendency to stink it up sometimes.
You know, he
might just come and stink
but
it up.
But we know that he, for the most part, gives you something. He's going to give you defense and 3-point shooting.
There's times, there's have been like lengthy parts on his career where he's giving you nothing.
100%.
So we literally don't know who we're getting.
It's hard to play
next to a superstar.
It's hard to play with LeBron, bro. It's hard to play with superstars, bro. He's gonna be in a.
I don't think KCP, the type of player he is, it's not hard to play with LeBron.
Super easy.
I'm saying though, I
think Kuzma it's hard.
Yeah.
But with KCP, it's like a lot of the times when he goes on those cold streaks, it's like it's a lot of in his head. You know, it's a lot of spotlight. Like he's playing with one of the greatest players ever. It's like, damn, if I don't make this next one, what's gonna happen? Like I could get traded at any moment. So it's like it's tough now in Washington. Freelance, I don't got nothing to lose. I'm getting paid $13 million.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like Washington has no like structure. Like what are they doing? Like what exactly? Like what is Bradley Beal doing? Like he's
No,
scoring.
we know what he's doing.
Like he's scoring. So
Yeah.
like what
In
is
his bag.
Spencer Dinwiddie's
He's
what?
scoring.
He's going to be scoring. Like what are they? These other players are going to have to what? Create for themselves.
That's gonna be
Their backcourt is a scoring backcourt.
It's Dame and CJ.
Who's their point guard off the bench?
I don't think they have one. Raul Neto.
Let's talk about it.
Why?
Who's going to set up the shots? You're asking now. Think about it. You got all these guys.
Aaron
Right?
Holiday.
The Holiday brothers. I give.
We're gonna pay homage. Pay homage to
Pay
the
homage,
Holidays.
right? Shout out the Holiday brothers, man. I fuck with the Holiday brothers.
They don't have a point guard. They don't have a real point guard in their team. They have a bunch of buckets.
You're asking KCP now to go
Kuzma's
create his
not
own
giving
shots.
that ball up. So Kuzma's not passing that.
I think Kuzma, he can create his own shot.
Yeah, I'm saying like he's not passing that though. Like it's straight.
Is he going to be second or third option?
But now we might view Gafford differently because now Gafford's not getting set up by Russ.
Rui's not getting set up by Russ either, so he's gonna have to go get his own. It's gonna be tough. They just gonna have a lot of guys just trying to figure. This is where Bradley Beal. This is another thing he needs to unlock in his game, and this is what we're gonna see. This is what's gonna. And
he has it. Do you think he has it in him?
I think Bradley Beal has it slightly. I'm not a big Bradley Beal fan.
And this is why we struggle to put Bradley Beal in that conversation
Because I don't think
with
he has
the
it.
Devin Bookers
You know
and
what-
the Donovan Mitchells.
I don't think he has it.
You know what I was thinking about the other day? I was thinking about how, because we made it, we had a clip on a podcast that went viral that we talked about Bradley Beal, about him being a top 15 player. And I was like, Bradley Beal is no way a top 15 player. Like, it's not even close. And I named 15, and it went viral, and people disagreed with it. And Bradley Beal's wife found the video. Yeah.
Really?
She said, oh, anybody can just talk on the mic and shit, whatever. So, and then it's crazy because at that time, that was like during the middle of the season where Bradley Beal was leading the league in scoring.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the first time a player who's led the league in scoring hasn't been a top player in the league. Like, years prior, it's been KD or Harden or Carmelo or Kobe.
Curry,
Yeah, Curry. Like,
don't forget him.
and then, you know, everybody disagreed with Bradley Beal not being top 15.
You just said facts.
But yeah, and now looking back on it, it's like it's consensus that he's not top 15. Like nobody even debates it anymore.
Oh, now like you got to look at Trae Young, Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker. Like now it's getting bad. Like PG,
Now
Kyrie.
he's really-
yeah. Now it's like he really might not be.
Bro, I never thought Bradley Beal was top 15.
Me either.
I like Bradley Beal though. Like I dead like his game.
People said
he's a
Bradley.
hooper, but
In the list, I mentioned Jimmy Butler, and they said Beal is better than Butler.
that is
They
ridiculous.
said Beal is better than Tatum too. I mentioned Tatum.
People,
That's straight
People-
stupid.
They said
If
he's
he-
better than Paul George too.
see, that's when I get mad. But
Yeah.
people hold that series on Butler too much. That last series he just had, they hold it way too much. He just went to the finals. He had a 40 ball.
point
Yeah, like a triple dub. Like they got Bradley Beal
what,
ain't even.
Bro? Yo, listen. If you ever see Bradley Beal get a 40-point triple double, make sure
Is
you
it-
go to
is
my
it-
Twitter.
is
and
it
It
add me
wasn't. Well, that clip.
instantly. Like,
That clip was from when that didn't even happen. It was fresh off of Butler leading the Heat to the finals.
it was fresh off
Tough.
of that.
Yeah,
So then people,
Is it?
I don't know.
Is it?
and it was fresh off of
Everybody's
PG
entitled to their
choking in the
own.
playoffs.
Yeah, he's
Everybody's
still better.
entitled to their own opinion.
Is
but,
it?
bro,
Is it
come
a
on.
bad take to say Bradley Beal might not be top 20?
I think so. Because I think he's top 20.
I think
a
he's
top 20
probably
player.
18, 19.
Yeah,
Because we know the 10. So the next up will be Tatum, PG, Butler, Kyrie,
Those are all
Donovan,
better. Those are all
Trae,
better.
Booker. That's 7. So then it gets. Now we got to really think. It gets tricky.
Yeah, like Booker's. I
You
mean,
put in
Bill
Zion.
is very,
You put in Zion over
Yes.
Beal.
I don't know, man.
Yes.
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Zach LaVine and Bradley Beal. It's getting tricky. Like
Yeah,
it's getting
that's
tricky. if
that's-
it's Jalen Brown or Bradley Beal. It's getting.
I
Tricky.
want to say Jalen Brown.
I want to say Jalen.
I want to say Jalen
I think
Brown.
Jalen Brown's better.
I definitely want to say Jalen Brown. So
It's getting tricky for. It's getting tricky for Bradley Beal. Like
because Jalen Brown, he's that two-way. Like he's definitely two-way. Like,
Cat or Bradley Beal. Like it's like he might not be top 20, bro. I'll say Cat, but that's just me. Cat dangerous.
Cat.
He just on a whack team. That
He,
Cat.
if he figures out how to win, he's dangerous. He's dangerous.
He get that mindset. He just lost family. He's coming back with a mission.
Did you mention Kyrie?
Yeah, I said Kyrie. He was in that 11 to like 17. He's
What about
in there.
Julius Randle?
I don't think no.
Come on, man. He just made an All NBA team.
Nah, bro.
Let's
I'm a
stop
Knicks
playing.
fan, bro. But bro, come on, like
Think about it though. You just said Julius. That's debatable. Jalen Brown. Then we said Cat. Then we said who was the other guy?
Cat
we
is
said?
really debatable.
Like
Cat
Zach
is really,
LaVine.
like-
That's like Bradley Beal's done, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I like Bradley Beal, man.
He's
Bradley
a good,
Beal,
like,
Bradley Beal can score.
he's a nice guy to watch. Like, he's
What
a
about
good player.
De'Aaron Fox? You think Bradley Beal's better than him too?
Yes.
Yeah,
I think he's better than De'Aaron Fox too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bradley Beal's better than you. Is Bradley Beal better than SGA?
Is he better than Russ?
Yes, he's better. Is he better than Russ? Who? Like
No.
Russell Westbrook?
He's not
Yes.
better than Russell.
No,
Westbrook.
he's not better than
than
Russell
Westbrook. That's 18.
That's 360 going on out in LA right now. That's crazy.
Nah, he's not better than Russell Westbrook.
360 out in LA.
Is he better than Rudy Gobert?
Impact wise on winning, no, he's not.
Yeah, I was about to
And
say.
when-
Like,
Rudy impacts
When you
winning
compare
more.
a big and a guard, you have to talk about impact.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
not.
Rudy impacts again. What about? Is he
He's
better than
not.
Chris Middleton?
No, he's not. He's not, bro.
Wow.
Chris Middleton?
If
Yo,
he not
y'all
better
gotta
than
stop,
Chris,
y'all gotta stop
if
playing
he
with
not
Chris
better than Chris,
Nah,
he
but
not
like,
better
yo,
than Zach.
why'd you
No
start
cap, no
laughing?
cap,
Hold on,
no
hold on.
cap.
Everything,
No cap.
everything.
He not
no,
better than
hold on.
Zach. He not better
Why'd
than
you start
SGA.
laughing when they said Chris Middleton?
Because
Can you tell me
he's
why?
not better than Chris. I'm not gonna lie.
But like, bro, Chris Middleton is dead like that, though, bro. Like,
feel
he's
like-
dead like that. Like, they probably laughing, but bro, Chris Middleton is really like
you know
that.
what the thing is with Chris Middleton? I feel like
He's really like that.
No,
That's the
he's
thing.
he's a plug-in player. Like, he's a guy.
Exactly.
But I don't. When in
If
terms
he was
of
on,
like,
if he's on Washington, he could drop 30. I think.
I don't think so, bro. I think
As the man?
No, I think like if you,
I think he might.
I think if you really like line them up like basketball, like player for player, I really think Bradley Beal's way better than Chris Middleton.
Bradley Beal definitely.
Chris
has more-
Middleton can play make way better than Beal. It's not even close. No, it's not even
I
close.
would say way. I mean, Bradley Beal's a way better scorer. Like, it's not
Okay,
close.
But he has more.
He has everything.
But he doesn't have like.
What? He don't have what? Wait, what you about to say?
Bro, look.
What you about to
This is what I'm
say?
about to say right now. Hold on. Cut it out.
Yeah, wilder.
Chris Middleton just want to
then he
chip.
not better than Zion?
Hold on. He just want to chip as a second option, putting up almost 30 a night.
Okay, you got it.
Middleton plays defense better. He play makes
Straight
better.
like that.
That's it.
Middleton
And
has
Bradley
never had a
Beal's
season.
he's a slightly better scorer than Middleton. It's not a huge gap.
Right. And look,
Yeah, that's
and this is
a
what I'm
gap.
about to say.
That's
I
a
don't think
gap.
so.
How, like,
That's a gap.
I think SGA is better than Beal though. I think his self creation is crazy.
it didn't know it's ridiculous. But if that's the case, Zion is
Wait,
better
so hold
than
up,
Beal.
hold up. So you said top 20. Is Bradley Beal even a top 25 player
don't
in the NBA right now?
know. Like,
bro, come
now
on.
we're getting
come on,
Let's
come
name
on,
let's
come on,
name
come on,
players
come on.
though. You
I
name the
think
first seven.
SGA is better.
Name the first seven you mentioned.
Come on,
I
man.
said,
Come on.
the 10 was obvious. Steph, Dame, Harden, AD, Jokic, Embiid, LeBron, KD, Luka, Giannis, Kawhi. That's 11 off the bat. And then Paul George, Tatum, that's 13. Trae Young, 14. Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker, Kyrie Irving.
That's 17, right?
Those are the next group up. And then we said SGA. I think Zion is better. Like, Zion, I think Zion is better. A guy like Bradley Beal, I think Zion is better than him. Like, come on. Yeah, I said
know.
Middleton.
But, bro, like,
No, I said, yeah. So,
Zach
yeah, I said-
LaVine.
Middleton has proved himself.
Okay, so
though.
that's
Like,
19.
He's coming off of a finals.
All right, that's 19. SGA is
Yeah.
18. Middleton's 19.
I don't know if
Rudy
I put
Gobert?
SGA above Bradley
Well, we said
Beal.
Rudy
Rudy Gobert.
Because what has SGA done?
All right,
he
well,
made the playoffs with OKC. He
But
did. He had a good series.
okay, wait, okay, fine,
He
fine.
wasn't the reason they made the playoffs, though. It was Chris Paul.
Okay,
Let's talk
fine.
about it.
Take
And-
them all. Take them all. Gobert and Chris Paul. That's 20. Take SJ off. We got 18. Gobert and Chris
Russell
Paul is at
Westbrook.
20. Westbrook is at 21.
Yeah.
We're getting bad. It's getting bad. Now it's a
Chris
bunch of
Paul- Chris Paul is
debatables.
better.
Yeah, it's a bunch of debatables.
Definitely.
Y'all know how to stop, but Zion is better
Damn,
than him, bro.
hold
Like,
on. Nah, hold on.
Come on, bro.
Hold on.
Zion
I
is
gotta
better
say,
than Beal.
I got to
Zion-
say that list again. We got to count it one more time.
Yeah, 'cause
I feel like we're
look,
disrespecting Bradley Beal right now. Are we?
Are we?
Is he?
Are we?
Look,
I don't think we are.
let's say
He's a
it
good
back
player.
again. Let's say it back again. Let's do it in order this time, right? So
LeBron.
Bradley Beal, top 25 player. If he's not, we don't think he's top 20. Bradley Beal's not a top 20 player in the NBA currently.
Yeah, it's over.
We can name 20 players easily. It's whether he's a top 25 player or not. So the top 10 is easy. It's Steph, it's Harden, it's LeBron, it's
KD.
Giannis, it's Jokic, KD.
AD, Embiid, Dame, Kawhi, Luka.
We didn't even say AD before.
I did.
And
I
that's
made
what?
sure.
That's
Oh,
what?
11.
That's 11?
Those are the 11 best players in the NBA. We just named.
Did you mention Jason Tatum?
Now it's getting to Jason.
Trae Young, 13.
Paul George, 14. Jimmy Butler, 15. Kyrie, 16. Donovan, 17. Devin Booker, 18. Now it's getting
Zion Williamson.
19.
That's a debatable game.
Gobert, 20. Chris Paul, 21.
And let's wait.
Westbrook,
Gobert.
22.
We're
so that's
taking
21. I gave you
Okay.
21 because I'm not
Okay,
giving
we're
you Zion
taking
right now.
we're taking Gobert because he impacts winning more than Bradley Beal.
course.
Yeah,
Correct.
no.
That's
Facts.
And
I,
are we
I gave,
taking-
I gave you guys Gobert.
Okay, so we're
I
at 20.
agree with
Are we
that.
taking Cat?
I can't. Not right now, bro. What has Cat done?
What has Bradley Beal
you
done?
mention
He's
Jimmy
a scoring
Butler?
champion. He's a scoring champ. He got a scoring title. That's valid, bro.
Okay.
If you're arguing guys that both kind of don't win, you got to look at personal accolades like
You
that.
said
Like,
Chris
He's
Middleton.
an all-star multiple times.
Are we saying
like-
Chris Middleton?
Is Chris Middleton better than Beal?
Yes.
22.
Yes.
Zach LaVine.
He's saying he hasn't done anything yet. So we'll
Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown, I think is better.
I think Jaylen Brown.
That's
is better.
23 players.
That's my opinion. I think Jaylen Brown is better.
I think
Jaylen Brown it can score on you, give you 30, and turn around and lock up.
You mentioned Russell Westbrook.
Like,
yeah,
real.
I got everybody. Like
Westbrook's up there.
we're at 23, and it's a bunch of debatables at this point.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Bradley Beal's nice though. Don't get me wrong.
Cat yet? SGA? Nah, that's too. No.
I mean, at SGA's Levine were debatables.
At Levine,
Zion is debatable. Don't care what you talking about. Zion is a debatable.
yo,
So
I
we're
can't see-
all in agreement that Bradley Beal's a top 25 player, but he's not a top 20 player.
Yeah. Wait. It's funny because we're debating Zach and SGA. Is he even top 5 at his position?
no. Bradley Beal's not a top 5 shooting guard. Nah, that's not even disrespectful. Wait, hold on. Who are we putting at shooting guard? Is James Harden a shooting guard or is he a point guard?
I thought we established he's a 1.
Okay.
He's a 1, so he's not a shooting guard.
So you got Book, Mitch,
Kyrie.
Kyrie's a 2.
If Harden is a 1, Kyrie's a 2. In this hypothetical.
Either way, they're both better.
Right, so somebody from Brooklyn is better.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Zach with SGA were debatable for.
No, but Chris Middleton
is a 3.
He's a 3.
Okay.
Jaylen Brown's a 2 though.
Oh yeah, Jaylen Brown.
So what? D Book, Mitchell,
I like Jaylen
Jaylen Brown, SGA, Zach LaVine,
That's what I'm saying. Is he's debatably not even.
Bradley Beal's there.
or Kyrie and Harden, whatever.
Are we forgetting a shooting guard right now?
I don't think RJ Barrett.
No. Come
Anyways,
I'm playing.
on. Go on.
I'm trying to think. I don't think so.
So let's list the top shooting guards in the NBA. So top 5 shooting guards. We can all agree Donovan Mitchell is number 1.
No, cannot.
D
Will
Book is
not.
1.
D Book
Kyrie is 1.
D Book is the. Okay,
Kyrie is 1.
Kyrie.
Then Donovan Mitchell.
Then Devin Booker.
Well, they're interchangeable,
Bro.
but fine. Then either way,
Devin Booker is
Stop.
better than Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, as long as you know.
No, I'm being very
I know you're
sarcastic.
being very sarcastic, but
Yeah.
I'm going off of what
Yeah.
you just said. As long as
So
you
that's
know.
3 right off the bat.
Yeah.
So it's whether or not you think Zach LaVine or
Zach-
SGA are better than.
Right.
I think SGA is better
Beal.
than Bradley Beal.
I'll give you Zach. I can't say SGA yet.
They the same both. They both don't win shit.
Yeah, but like, bro, Bradley
Shot
Beal got a
creates-
scoring champ. He has a scoring champ. SGA is so young.
But he even created 90% of his buckets, and they all clean.
Wasn't Bradley Beal on the FIBA team?
So was Zach.
Right. That's why I put Zach up there.
So was freaking Drew Holiday. What's your point?
Drew Holiday's like that though.
Is Drew better than Bradley Beal?
Yo,
If we're talking about impact and winning, he's
Yeah.
better than Bradley Beal.
if we're talking about impact on the game, yeah,
Bradley ain't it, man.
I fuck with Bradley Beal, bro.
Nah, he's a good player. I like him. Just to be.
I actually like. I enjoy watching Bradley Beal.
Yeah, I do too.
Because I think he brings it every night. Like he actually plays hard. Like he wants to like win. That's what it looks like, you know. But the decision to
Does it?
stay in Washington is like, do you want to win? It's almost like a Melo situation. Remember how when Melo stayed with the Knicks, everybody's
Should have
like,
came
oh,
to
do
Chicago.
you want to win?
Didn't
Oh,
wanna
you say
win.
you want to win. Does it look like you want to win? No, you took. the money.
You guys also failed him.
How did we fail him?
Like, yeah, we didn't build around
You
him.
put
correctly.
nothing around him. Like he said he'll stay.
Bro,
and
Tyson
he got-
Chandler came off of a defensive player of the year, and we got him in New York. That's a
No,
fact.
he won DP1 with y'all.
Yeah, he did.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay. Then look what we did for him. Tell me, look what we did everything for you, Melo. If you watching this, bro, you left us, bro. Forget you, bro. You was
One
my
of
God.
one of the hottest topics in the NBA right now is
Walked
players not wanting to get vaccinated. Even though 95% of the NBA is vaccinated, the notable players that aren't are Kyrie, Wiggins, Beal, and Jonathan Isaac. And we can go back and forth on this all day, but I don't really want to get too political on this show.
away. Right.
But when we're talking about Kyrie Irving, I think he's the biggest name on this list. And if he refuses to get vaccinated and he can't play in Brooklyn at home games, could he cost the Nets a championship this season? What are your thoughts on that?
Yes and no. Because I don't think he's the biggest name on that card in terms of impact. I think Wiggins is more important to his team just for the simple fact of Kyrie, you know, he's going to be needed. But KD and Harden have the depth, and they are two of the top 7 players on the planet. They have more than enough to still win the championship. Right. As for the Warriors, with Clay coming back, you don't know how he's going to be on the defensive end, and you need Wiggins to be that perimeter defender. So you kind of need him. You need him to be there. And even if Clay does come back at an elite level, you still need him to play that 1-2 defensive punch. So I think Wiggins is a little bit more important to Golden State's championship windows. Not saying Kyrie is expendable, but with KD and Harden, let's be honest, you can really plug any third guy there and they can still win it. You know, they're just that great. But Kyrie, the situation is just weird in general because, it's a guideline. The NBA has these rules. Not even the NBA, more of the state has these rules, and you have to follow the rules.
Yeah.
You sign this contract. You fight for your brothers day and night. Like, everybody got it. I think you should get it, because everybody got it. I understand, you got your opinions about it and you got your research about it. But, you know what I'm saying? You have a job to do. Yeah. You're signed under contract. You have brothers to abide by. Like, these guys are playing for you. You're playing for them. I think you should get it. But I don't think it impacts the championship window as much as people think, because I think KD and Harden he's coming back with a vendetta this year. Like, he's mad. He's upset, especially the way they ended. And KD's on a different level. So I think they still have enough with that depth.
I think they have enough on the court, but I disagree with you. I think it will affect them because I think Kyrie making this choice is going to put a dark cloud on that locker room because they're going to say, yo, time and time again, God, bro, why is it always that we're coming to work, we're playing hard, we're doing what we have to do, and there's always a story about you. There's always something about you. It's you choose you. You never choose us. So I feel like if he chooses now, like, yo, I'm not going to get a vaccine, but you got guys like Kevin Durant and James Harden, 2 players on your team who are both better, willing to take it. I think that's going to put a dark cloud on the locker room. They're going to start looking at Kyrie like, we might have to bring in somebody else. Because you're now saying, like, I don't want to do it. I know it would benefit you guys, the guys that are going to war for you. I know it would benefit us having me, but I'm choosing no. And yeah, it's more deeper, political reasons he doesn't want to do it.
Or it's just personal reason.
Right, personal reason, whatever. But still, at the end of the day, you're in a business that requires you to have it. You go to another team, they're going to require you to get it. You go anywhere in the NBA, you're a professional basketball player. We're in a pandemic. Right now, the requirement is to have a vaccine. That's what it is. That's what you signed up for. Real rap. That's as cut and dry as it is. This is what you signed up for. You became an NBA player. Right now, we're in a pandemic. They're requiring you to do this. If you don't want to do that, then why are you an NBA player? That's what we're in right now. It's simple as that. And I feel like if he chooses, okay, I'm going to go through with this, and I'm not getting this vaccine, and I'm just going to play away games.
So he can't even play some away games. Because if you go play Golden State, you can't play.
You don't
any Cali team.
Actually, no, I heard something different. I heard that, like, Kyrie Irving, he can't play in Brooklyn. But let's say Bradley Beal, who's not vaccinated, if Washington plays Brooklyn, Beal could play in that game at Brooklyn.
Listen to that.
How, though? Because Cali said if you're not vaccinated, you can't play.
That's probably their rule, but some NBA players were talking about it. Like, wow. It makes no sense how Kyrie, who plays in Brooklyn, has to get vaccinated to play home games, but Beal coming from Washington doesn't have to, even if he's not vaccinated.
That's crazy. I know. I only know the Cali rule because I watch Steph, and that's 4 teams, and that's Sacramento, Clippers, Lakers, Warriors.
It's sad, but Kyrie has made himself a target. It's sad.
Ever since he got to Brooklyn, probably a little bit before that.
Definitely before that.
But Brooklyn's worse.
In Cleveland, it started in Cleveland.
Yeah,
he made himself a target. The minute he said, "I don't want to play with LeBron James," a target went on his back instantly. Even though he was still a talent, he can go kill somewhere else, But the minute he said, "Yeah, I don't want to play with this guy. I think I'm better than this guy. I think I'm right." When he started saying all of that talk, that nonsense that he was saying while he was in Cleveland, boom.
Do you think he's deserved that target?
I think he put himself there. Yeah, I think everything that he said leading up to his departure in Cleveland has put a righteous target on his back. Yes, I think he's put it there himself. I don't think the media is making up stories or trying to build false narratives. I think they're literally playing the hand that Kyrie is dealing. That's how I feel about the Kyrie situation. And if he chooses not to get vaccinated, he's choosing himself over team. And I know sometimes it's better, for some guys look at it, choose yourself, choose your health, choose your conscience over, your job and your obligations. So that's on you. Whatever you want to do.
Quit your job.
Quit your job then. Let these guys not think that they have you when they don't. If that's what it is, don't sell false hope.
And Kyrie has no trade value because it's came out and by his team that if he gets traded, he's going to retire.
Yeah.
So he's done with the NBA. But he has the luxury to retire and not feel it. I know I think there's healthcare workers right now. They're mandated to get the vaccine. If they don't, they get fired.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they definitely need it. So I understand. I mean,
I'm okay with like even if Kyrie doesn't show up, I think they have enough because Patty Mills is a starting point guard in the NBA.
Yeah, definitely.
Like Patty Mills, he's always been a role
Cam
player.
Thomas, burn.
Yeah, but
Cam Thomas is a good guy.
If,
I like to.
if Patty Mills with Harden, KD, Millsap, and Aldridge, I mean, they can still win it. Then off the bench, Blake Griffin, Joe Harris, Claxton, Bruce Brown, Javon. I like Javon Carter a lot.
Kyrie just made it unfair.
Yeah. Kyrie literally makes that team unfair.
They have more than
that's
enough.
true.
Harden,
it's
even
sad
if you
though
take out
because-
Harden, you keep Kyrie, it makes it unfair.
Yeah.
You still have enough.
I don't know. I think Harden is more unfair.
I think
No,
with
it's
Harden,
still more unfair, but I think if you plug out Harden and you still have KD and Kyrie in that depth, it's still a championship team. But you put in Harden, unfair.
I don't think so.
Crazy.
I don't think just Kyrie and KD is a championship, especially when you got the Lakers out there right now. Look at how they do.
What the Lakers got to do with them going to the championship?
No, a championship team is a team that wins a championship.
Not necessarily. Championship team is a team that just gets
Oh,
to
like
the
a contender?
Yeah, like they can,
okay,
they can beat the Bucks.
Yeah,
Harden.
I mean, either way you put it, those are two All NBA players. Those are two of the best scorers.
And the Bucks lost PG Tucker. That's huge.
Yeah, even though he was still getting fried, but he was getting cooked, deep sea fried.
Tucker.
I mean, it's KD, man. KD's just on a different level.
No, but I think the Nets
Not
have
from
enough
LeBron.
the Nets have enough to float above water. You know, whether or not the Kyrie dilemma, you know, is warranted, I'm not sure. You know, I think there have been some stories where the media is right about reporting on what they report on in terms of Kyrie. I do think sometimes he gets unfairly reported on because of the target that's been placed on his back. I think Kyrie's one of the more hated players in the NBA right now. So whenever a headline comes up of Kyrie does this or says that, it's going to get clicks.
Negative thoughts automatically. As soon as you see Kyrie Irving's name, you think negative. It's automatically a dark cloud on him. He put it there, though. Can he be mad at people for doing it? No. He's put himself in this position, and he's putting himself there again if he chooses to not get vaccinated. Simple.
I don't have a problem with him saying, I'm going to just retire. I don't want him to have 1 foot in and 1 foot out.
Right.
I want him to just be wherever he stands, stand.
And that's the problem because right now he's selling false hope because it's like he's saying he doesn't want the vaccine, but he hasn't retired. So if you don't want the vaccine, that means like you can't play.
He's at practice right now. Like he's in training camp. So it's like, bro, like make up your mind. What do you
right?
Like it's the inconsistencies. Right. Like,
but he also said reporters asked him about it, and he said that I want to keep this personal. So maybe he's getting vaccinated, but he's not telling anybody. You know. But then again, we are in a public.
And you're a celebrity.
We are in a pandemic that is public, so not making your vaccination.
We're gonna know eventually,
right?
Because they're gonna say the team is 100% vaccinated.
Yeah, because he has to report it one way or the other.
So it's like you're just doing. At this point, you're just trying to be a diva,
right? And that's what I'm saying. He's like, bro. That's why I believe like his teammates are really looking at him right now, and it's like, bro, all of the choices that you're making, you don't realize they come back to you. Like these choices that you're making are not beneficial to anybody but you. Like, if you seriously want to win a championship, why are you making choices that only benefit you? On or off the court. What is that doing for the team? How are we moving towards a title? Like, they have the talent, but they didn't get out of the second round last year.
They were hurt.
Okay, but I'm saying, like, you should be you should be looking at it like, bro.
We got a vendetta.
Right, like
that's something to prove.
Let me be the first one to go get my vaccine because we're about to go win a championship.
Kyrie just had a 50-40-90 season. Nobody cared
at all.
Like nobody talked about it. Nobody cared.
A 50-40-90. Think about that.
25 plus points per game. Like and nobody cared. You should be in that gym labbing. Harden in there. He working. KD in there working.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You see the boys, but Kyrie, you over there. That's personal.
Like,
bro, we're gonna know,
right?
Like,
we'll see how this Brooklyn situation plays out. But to move on to the last topic of the show, we're gonna talk about some hot takes that Quis has.
Oh man,
he has a lot over the years, and sometimes he's right, sometimes he's wrong. But
sometimes he's right.
The hot take.
So first, one of your known hot takes is
hold on. We have a personal segment for Quis, and this is his first day.
First day here.
That's crazy.
You believe that Devin Booker is better than Luka Doncic.
And I need you to say everything you told me in that party.
Okay. For the people at home that just heard that and said, what the fuck? Let me explain something to you right now. Luka Doncic is the more talented player.
Duh.
That's something that if you watch basketball and you tell me Devin Booker has more talent, you don't know basketball. We know this. Who is more impactful? Well, Luka, he puts up triple doubles and, he's averaging almost 30 a game. And what does it lead to? Devin Booker has the ability to do anything you ask him to on the basketball court. Luka does not. I cannot say, Luka, go guard who? Who is he going to guard? Like who? What NBA player is he about to guard?
Who is D-Book going to guard?
Who is D-Book going to guard?
He was one of the worst rated defensive players in the league last year.
Bro, are you telling me that Luka is a better defender than Devin Booker?
Yeah.
They are very similar.
You're telling me Luka's a better defender than Devin Booker?
Off the ball, Luka's better than him, yeah.
Bro, on the ball, who are you taking to go guard?
They're both poor. I'd just pick a cone and just whatever. Like, just pick your poison.
But what can D-Book do more? Luka's a better passer.
We're talking about the playoffs, right?
Luka can score the ball.
He can rebound better. He can pass better.
But he needs the ball.
You have to hear the whole thing.
He needs the ball.
LeBron needs the ball.
No, he doesn't.
When has he ever played off ball?
Miami.
He did. He's right. He did. That's fair.
Okay, so what I'm trying to tell y'all is that the better players, to me, at least, are the guys that can literally do anything. We've seen Devin Booker with the ball in his hands. It amounted to the same thing Luka's doing, going home. Doesn't matter when it is. It doesn't matter when it starts. He's going home. So we've seen these guys both have the ball in their hands. Yeah, Luka's putting up more numbers. But Devin Booker is axed. That's not his position. Devin Booker has never been the primary ball handler. Yo, create this for us. And when he did, he averaged career highs in assists, career highs in boards, career highs in points. He did it all for Phoenix. And you guys used to tell me, oh, you know that none of that's gonna matter because he's not playing winning basketball.
Don't say I didn't do that.
Okay, and I used to tell you guys that he's going to impact the winning team more than most of your favorite players because he's not putting up empty numbers. He's putting up numbers that change the impact of the game.
Most of whose favorite players? Who could you? Who could you?
Zach LaVine is.
All right, we'll see.
Let's get back to the book, bro. This is what I'm saying. We just saw him in his first playoffs. He just put up over 600 points in his playoffs. Do you know who that's more than?
Who?
LeBron James, Michael Jordan.
What?
Wilt
You're a liar.
Chamberlain. What, bro? In his first play, search it up right now.
You mean in his first?
In his first playoffs ever.
Okay, pardon me. He's right. He's right. Because
MJ
Michael Jordan first place.
Oh,
he loves in the first.
Yeah,
He played a 3-game series.
Okay.
At 21 years old.
Why did he play a 3-game series?
It was a best of 3.
Okay. Why didn't he advance?
It was the legendary Celtics, bro.
Okay.
Who was beating them?
Okay. We just literally saw Devin Booker send LeBron James home for the first time. We literally just watched LeBron go home for the first time
Michael
in his
Jordan
career.
Was an seed, bro. What you want? He had 60.
Bro, Devin Booker, as soon as what did I say? As soon as we saw Phoenix and the Lakers, what did everybody say? Playoff mode, LeBron James is about to activate right now against Phoenix.
That's your
they
guy.
go at home. You know, Phoenix has no shot, no chance. And what exactly happened? Game 1? Was it game 1 or game 2? I saw a 40-point triple-double from Devin Booker.
Was it game 1?
Might have been game 1 or game 2.
I think it was his game 1.
He played great, but also their playoff run was they faced injured teams all the time.
Except the Bucks.
Was they beating the Clippers with Kawhi?
They didn't lie.
I think they had a great shot at beating the Clippers with Kawhi.
They struggled with PG.
Were they beating the Lakers? Were they beating the Lakers healthy?
Bro, PG is poop, bro. Like, he's garbage. Like, you got to stop.
Yo, you know what's crazy?
You got to really stop bringing up PG because he's not like what you see him as.
You know how you said.
He's a good. The reason why I call him poop. No. The reason why I just called him poop is because you see him as like the face, like of being like a face of somewhere out there in the world.
Devin
Somebody's
Booker is
team.
the face of Phoenix. That's not really like whoop-de-loop. Like that's.
He got to the finals in his first playoffs. Paul George has never even smelled it.
He smelled it before.
Made the WCF. Yeah.
Made the ECF multiple times. Don't do that to him.
Smelled the finals?
That's tough, man. Tough environment. He played LeBron. What the hell you want him to do?
So did Booker.
He played LeBron Miami.
Okay. He played LeBron. Yeah, he played LeBron.
Don't get off track. Talk about Devin Booker and Luka.
Okay, this is what I'm saying. For me, I'm going to always take the person that can impact the game more. I feel like Luka does more with the ball in his hands than Devin Booker. But Devin Booker can impact the game more because he can score from different facets without having the ball in his hands. He's not slowing the ball. It's not a black hole. If Luka finds nothing, now he gives a shot creator 8 seconds, a Trey Burke or Tim Hardaway Jr. to create his own shot.
Trey Burke.
I'm saying, like, this is real rap. And Devin Booker is a guy where he can watch somebody dribble for 20 seconds, get the ball in 4, and create his own. And that's more important to me. And that's a more winning player. When you can play off of whoever it is and have trust in guys, I'm taking that guy.
So do you think Devin Booker is more impactful than James Harden?
No.
But James Harden
can play off ball, and we've seen it.
Oh yeah, I know.
So that's my point. He's doing what he's
he kind of has a Luka role.
Guys, that's no. But see, Luka isn't being asked to play off the ball because he cannot. He's never done it in his career.
No, it's because there's nobody.
He's never done it in his career.
Name me a person in Dallas that can handle the ball and take that responsibility.
Trey Burke.
He's going to start.
Trey Burke.
You just called him Trey Brick. You just called him that. Like,
Trey Burke. Trey Burke taking a load.
Tell him to be a point guard.
He don't even play.
What other point guards?
Jalen Brunson.
I don't know.
Jalen Brunson is
Jalen Brunson is really good,
but he's a cone on defense.
Luka's 21 years old, bro.
He is 21, but he's been playing professional basketball for what, 6 years?
But he wasn't the primary ball handler over there in the Euro leagues.
Who was? How was he winning MVP as not the primary ball handler?
He wasn't always the primary ball. He was when he won the MVP season.
Okay, maybe
when he was coming
15,
up, he wasn't the primary ball handler.
Maybe when he was 15.
Hey, bro, 16. Listen, he's been in that shit for a minute. Like
he's been that guy. Like he's been that guy.
That's why he's better than Book, though.
No, it's not.
I mean, you talk. But Luka Doncic. Wait, hold on. If you put Luka and replace him with D Book, Phoenix wins the finals, bro. I'm gonna be honest. They win the championship. They beat Milwaukee.
They have no answer for Giannis. Still.
Pick a side.
Nobody has an answer for you, Luka.
Pick a side, fans. Please comment under this video and tell him.
I don't know about that, bro.
Tell him that he just lost.
Giannis still goes in that crazy tear.
Devin Booker on Dallas does the same thing Luka's doing.
No, they don't.
He's not putting up the numbers, but they're going to the playoffs.
They don't take the Clippers to 7.
They get swept, bro.
That Dallas roster is not as good as Phoenix's roster last season.
Okay, whoa.
Not the CP3 one, but I'm talking about the year prior when they went 9-0 in the bubble.
8-0, and who was on that last season? Ricky Rubio.
Ricky Rubio was huge in that season.
Ricky Rubio? Yo, Ricky Rubio, cousin? Yo, no way.
Rubio, Aiden, Mikal, Cam Johnson.
Bro, aside from Tim Hardaway
Jr., they had
Jr.,
everybody outside.
Dallas was ass. Aside from Tim Hardaway Jr., and he was a spot-up shooter that just caught fire. KP was trash.
In the playoffs, he was. Yeah.
He was trash. Dorian Finney-Smith, he was solid, but he was hitting at a ridiculous rate.
Ayton had bad games in the playoffs.
Wait, D Book is taking Maxi Kleber and Finney-Smith to the playoffs?
He's getting swept.
Whoa, hold on. Maxi Kleber is dead better.
He's going to go in his Maxi Kleber.
Yo, he's way better than what y'all give him credit for, though. We're about to sit here and act like he's a scrub.
He better than Cam Johnson?
Yes. I'm taking Maxi Kleber over Cam Johnson. Cam Johnson is a totally different player.
Crowder?
He's a totally different player. Is he
better than Jay Crowder?
I'm taking Jay Crowder, but I'm saying those are totally different players. I want Maxi Kleber over Cam. What? Cam Johnson? What, bro? He can hit the shots.
Cam is a better shooter than.
He's a better defender.
Okay. Who?
Cam is a better defender.
Then who?
Than Maxi Kleber.
Because he guards the perimeter?
No, because he can guard 1 through 4.
Bro.
It's even for me. Kleber's a good defender.
I'm not saying he's not, but I think Cam is a better defender.
Bro.
He's quick on his feet, too.
They're the same type of player.
Kleber's a big. You understand? So Kleber's
Cam
not
plays
ever
his
guarding
position, though.
Kleber's not ever guarding on the wing.
That's a lie. He was guarding Kawhi.
And Kawhi was killing him. Killing him.
Bro.
Killing him.
Kawhi
he was a primary defender on Kawhi.
It was bad.
Who else? Bro, Luka's not.
Dorian Finney-Smith.
Luka's not.
Dorian Finney-Smith. Why wasn't he guarding him? They put Maxi. I don't know why they did that. Trust me, I don't know why.
Dorian Finney-Smith.
D Book, Hardaway Jr., Kleber, Finney-Smith, and KP.
Point guard.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
Even when Phoenix had no point guard, he was still killing.
They were losing though.
Yeah, but Luka's been killing for 3 years now and been in the playoffs 2 straight years.
So tell me this. I know the
I mean,
Mavericks,
I'm gonna just
Mavericks,
be honest. I don't think this is close. It's not close.
I know the Mavericks on paper, right, don't have a better roster than the Suns.
Not even close.
How are they always high in offensive efficiency?
Because of Luka Doncic.
Because Luka.
Just because of one player.
Yeah,
so nothing. So look. And the what?
The shooters around them.
Well, this past season they weren't that high in offensive efficiency.
But he creates for them.
Mm-hmm. So who's knocking down the shots?
Obviously the players, but who's creating for them?
Okay, but who's knocking down the shots?
Players.
Okay, so do they not account for that?
They do, but Devin Booker's not creating for them.
So you're telling me if you get a player that's 6'8", 6'7", right? You space out the floor for him. You give him the ball. He has a passing background. He comes from overseas. Any player, you can't name me one player overseas that wasn't a good passer.
Mario Hezonja.
It's about relevant people.
Bro, he just said the most irrelevant person. Like
he said, anybody.
But you get what I'm saying, though, man. Like most of these guys that come from overseas, they have the fundamentals of the game. Mm-hmm. Luka's already blessed with the fundamentals. He knows how to pass the ball. He knows how to pick his spots out.
But he's blessed beyond belief, though. He's not like talent perspective. He's not close to a lot of. Like, he's the most talented to come from there.
Right, and I agree. And I'm not saying that
skilled. I'm not saying that he.
I'm not saying that he's more skilled or more talented. I mean, he's not more skilled or more talented than Devin Booker. What I'm saying is Devin Booker is going to affect the game more because he can do more outside of just creating and ball handling and scoring himself. He can do more. He can play off of other players. Do you understand how easy that is to build around a player that can play off of other people regardless of who you bring in?
It's easier to build around a player that can do what Luka can do.
Luka needs everything right around him. He needs everything right.
So does D-Book.
I'm going to be honest with you.
He does not. Because, bro, when Devin Booker was playing in Phoenix, he was still battling.
They didn't win.
There's no.
But there were battles,
He dropped
bro.
70 to 20 point blowout.
You can search this up right now. Deadass, you can search this up right now. When Devin Booker was losing in Phoenix, they had the closest margin of losses in the league for the past 3 years, and that's a fact.
You know what else is a fact?
So every game that they were playing, they were in close margin of winning.
And Luka wins those games, though.
You know what else
he wins those games.
Luka has pieces around him that makes offense that much easier.
If you put Luka with that Suns team that went 8-0 in the bubble with Luka, Mikal, Cam Johnson, Ayton, and
they
Rubio,
don't make the finals.
No, of course. With Chris Paul, they do. If we're talking about everybody, the same injuries happen.
Who's better, Luka or Chris Paul?
Luka's better.
Okay, so why would you say that with Luka they wouldn't make the finals? Because he doesn't impact the game. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
No, you're misinterpreting what I'm saying.
No, I'm not.
No, yes, you are. Because I'm talking about the 1920 Phoenix team that didn't make the playoffs. That was a 10 seed.
That went 8-0 in the bubble.
Chris Paul wasn't on that team.
Okay.
They make the playoffs if Luka's there. And you switch out him and D-Book, they make the playoffs with Luka.
Okay. Are they making the finals?
Well, no, but they weren't making the playoffs with D-Book.
But that same team, Chris Paul took them to the finals.
But Devin Booker didn't make the playoffs.
No, it wasn't the same team. Jay Crowder and Chris Paul went there. Chris Paul was a huge addition to that team. And
Cameron Payne jumped.
Every advanced analytics shows Chris Paul impacted the game more than D-Book.
But
every advanced analytics.
This is my question. If Luka is better, right? He's more talented. Why would you want somebody else? Why? Because they impact the game more. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
This is the
Just
thing.
Because a guy can put up 30 with a tripped up, that doesn't make him better.
Your argument is flawed because, listen, when we're talking about the 1920 Suns team, they didn't make the playoffs. You swap out Luka and D-Book, sure, they don't make the finals, but they make the playoffs. They would still be a better team with Luka there.
I'm talking about Luka and CP3.
Okay, this past season, you switch out D-Book and Luka CP3 with that team with Mikal, Crowder, and Ayton, they still beat the Clippers. Luka took the Clippers.
They don't go to the finals. They had
to beat the Clippers to make the finals.
If you switch Devin Booker and Luka Doncic.
Wait, so hold up.
You're telling me a backcourt with both guards that need the ball works in the NBA? Does that work?
It happened with Harden.
Does it work?
It can work, yeah. Chris Paul and Luka can make it work.
When have we seen it work?
Luka and Chris Paul can make it work.
When have we seen it work?
Do they not beat Denver with Luka and CP3?
When have we seen?
No, I'm just asking because we're just
court that
we're gonna go through the teams they played.
Work.
We're gonna go through the teams they played. So AD gets injured for the Lakers. Let's account for all the injuries that still happen. If AD's not there with the Lakers, LeBron beats Luka, CP3, and that Suns team.
Can we be fair?
Be fair about what? This is the fact.
When the Suns and the Lakers 2-7 seed first matched up, hurt AD, hurt Bron, anything. I heard everybody saying that the Suns were going home.
They was up 2-1 until AD went down.
Right or wrong?
But they was up 2-1 before AD got hurt.
AD went down. It was up 2-1.
But what I'm saying is, you guys counted out the Suns off rip.
I had Lakers in 6. Yep.
I counted out the Suns because AD was healthy.
Okay. So they were underdogs going into the season. Is that fair?
1,000%.
They were underdogs going into that series.
But why did they win the series?
Who went
because
crazy?
AD got hurt.
Who went crazy in that series?
No, Booker was going to go crazy regardless.
Okay, so he turned up, right, as the underdog, right, and sent a guy who's never been home. This is just the facts. I know there's underlying facts in between.
Context.
Okay, I'm going to add the context. Devin Booker turned up in the first round, sent home a person who's never been home in the first round ever in his life.
Yep.
Okay. A better question.
Who was
guarding D-Book?
His second best player was hurt, right?
Yeah.
We've seen LeBron carry way worse teams on his back.
Younger.
We've seen LeBron carry way worse teams.
Younger LeBron.
We've seen LeBron carry way worse teams.
I guess. I know what you're saying. Okay, so let me just ask you. Who was guarding D-Book? KCP? That was his primary defender.
Wasn't it Caruso?
It doesn't really matter. KCP, Caruso, who was it? So was D Book's performance against the Lakers more impressive than what Luka did against the Clippers? With PG and Kawhi guarding Luka, it wasn't KCP, it wasn't Caruso, it was Kawhi, PG, and Pat Bev guarding Luka. And Pat Bev held D Book to low efficiency.
And Donovan.
Luka was cooking Pat Bev. It wasn't even
sat him down.
So, Riv, I want to ask you. Let's go through the Suns playoff run.
So,
do the Suns beat the Nuggets with Luka and not Book? They swept them with Book. So, okay. Do they beat the Clippers, a team Luka took to 7 by himself?
I think with that Phoenix team, they beat the Clippers.
The Suns, they barely got away from the Clippers with no Kawhi. It took a DeAndre Ayton tipping to make it go to 6. If it wasn't for that, they'd go 7.
I'm entertaining this if game is because it has to do with Book and Luka. That's the only reason. But this is what I'm saying. If you switch out Devin Booker and Luka Doncic, right? Devin Booker isn't the playmaker that Luka is. So obviously the Dallas Mavericks take a drop off. But what I'm saying is the Phoenix Suns do not improve. He's not an off-ball scorer. He's not a player that can play without the ball. That changes.
System is what you're saying.
No. Being that player, you can't play anywhere. You can't do anything. You can't do everything. So you have to have the ball in order to be great. That limits you as a player. If you can have the ball be great, play without the ball be great, you're going to do more than a player that needs the ball.
It's also not fair to say that Luka couldn't adjust, though, because I think a great player like him could adjust, especially having Chris Paul there.
We just haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I feel more confident in saying Luka adjusts to the Suns and what they do than D Book leading that Mavs team to the playoffs.
I don't know if I can confidently say Luka adjusts better than Devin Booker, though, because his game fits more for Chris Paul's style of play.
But even then, I think Chris Paul can take that backseat and play off the ball.
But I also believe that you can plug in any.
That's not going to work. We've seen Chris Paul take back seats. It does not work.
He took a backseat to Harden. They made the WCF and almost beat Golden State.
He got hurt. I know.
Yeah.
Right. I know that. But what I'm saying is that team was built for Harden to kill. Like, it wasn't like, oh, yeah, like, he knew off rip going to Houston. Like, that's Harden's team. I'm literally just coming here to, like, for me, he knew there wasn't any chance.
But Luka still has the shooters around him in Phoenix.
When he was in Phoenix, it was more like pity pat. Like, Devin Booker's going to take his turn. Chris Paul's going to take his turn. It wasn't really like that in Houston. It was more like Harden kill. You're tired, I have to get one. It wasn't like we're going to kill together. And that's why I'm saying Devin Booker, he's going to be a better player than Luka to me in terms of winning, like impacting games, because
so he's more impactful.
He's going to be able to pick his spots without the ball, free like score 30 without saying, yo, give me the ball. Like, a player like that is better to me. Like, I don't know. You guys like the numbers, you like the flash, the person getting to wherever they want with the ball, so that's you. Me, if a guy could give you 36 and 6, only took a couple shots, that to me, that's the better player. And he can turn around and, bro, I don't care what y'all say. His defense gets overshadowed by his offense, bro. Y'all tell me he doesn't guard. Y'all tell me he gets fried.
No, we didn't say he doesn't guard. He will guard. He will guard the other defender.
Like, who cooks him, though? Like, you're talking about guys like who? Who cook? Like, give me somebody right now.
Well, a great defender is measured by their ability to stop those type of players.
But who can we say besides Kawhi, right? That fried him.
Reggie Jackson.
Poor George.
All right, so these are guys that are all on the same team, right?
Pretty much.
And these are guys that take turns.
These are
guys that take turns, right, and find that guy, right? So they're constantly going at him, right?
He was looking for Booker.
Okay, the game plan is literally to go at Book. That's the weakest defender in that lineup. If you have CP, right? You have McCall, you have Jay, you have Ayton. On the perimeter, that is the weakest defender, Devin Booker. They're going to go at him every single time because they don't want to go at McCall, Jay, or CP. So what does Book do? Okay, I'm going to guard this guy. He doesn't sit there and get fucking fried like he's just letting people go to the rim. No. What he's doing, he's sitting there, he's playing defense, but he's turning around and giving them work right back. That's the whole thing.
But he's not effective. It's about, being a good defender is about being effective. He's not effective at that.
So he makes nobody work. Maybe we watch two different Devin Bookers because I watch him make guys work. So I'm not sure.
He can make guys work, but at the end of the day, if you get a bucket, being a good defender,
if you can slow down, if James Harden can score in 7 seconds and you make him work for 15, that's a less possession you just took away from James Harden. That's how I look at defense. I don't know how you guys look at defense. I look at it as, okay, you're a good scorer. You can score fast. If I make you take up a whole shot clock or damn near a whole shot clock to get off your shot, That's great defense on that guy.
D-Book doesn't do that though. There may be possessions where he does it.
But that's the thing. He does it when it matters.
Boy.
I haven't seen Luka do it at all. Like at all.
I don't know. I guess we were
For the majority of the finals.
series.
For the majority of the finals, I saw Booker guarding Drew. Right or wrong?
Let's see him do it again. Devin Booker. Let's see him do it
Because
again.
you're basically basing off D-Book being better off of his off the ball ability and the fact that Phoenix
Which
made
off
it
the
to
ball is
And
finals.
the fact that he impacts winning.
But
in
just
his first
'cause you're-
finals,
just
in his
'cause-
first finals, he showed us.
Just because you're a better off the ball player doesn't make you a better overall player.
But what I'm saying is he showed us in his first spotlight, in his first opportunity to be a big time player, he showed us he's that big time. Luka has yet to make it there.
He didn't get it. He didn't. Yeah, and also D-Book is 26 and Luka is 21.
But he's been a pro for almost the same amount of time Devin Booker has been a pro.
I mean, I guess so, but at the same time,
He's been playing
it's,
pro ball
it's
since
the
15.
age gap. You know, what is Luka going to be at 26
MPJ.
versus what
He might
D-Book's
have more
26?
mileage. He might have more mileage compared to a Devin Booker who went to high school and college. Right? You're playing professional guys at 15. You
Yeah,
might
I
have
get
more
it.
mileage
I
on
get
your-
it.
on
But
your
Luka
career.
was also playing professional guys because he was that good.
Yeah, but I'm saying
You know, D-Book wasn't
it's-
that good to be at that position
he definitely
at that
was.
time.
He definitely was.
At that
Thank you,
15
River, for making that face. Oh my
Wait,
God.
15 years old to play overseas like what Luka did?
Devin Booker could have definitely played overseas at the
I'm
age of
not gonna
16.
go
His father
like
was a professional.
that
His father
but
literally
he-
would fly him out.
I'm not gonna say,
Bro,
but
this is-
you don't make it seem like he was that. He was
Luka's
kinda-
that guy. I'm not taking nothing
Luka was
away
that guy,
from
but
Luka.
Booker was
Luka's
nice
a
in high
prodigy,
school.
bro.
Yeah, Booker was nice in high school.
Bro,
man. He
Booker
was
Luka
that
is a
guy.
prodigy.
He is a prodigy.
Booker was a 40 ball in high school.
I just
every
saying
night.
like the way you just
No,
dished
literally.
off Booker in high school.
But he just wasn't Luka.
yeah,
that's what it
Not
really
many
was.
people are. Steph ain't Luka. Harden ain't Luka. It's not many people that are Luka, bro.
Bro, Luka's more talented than Book. Like, don't get it away.
He's skilled. He's more skilled than him too.
I don't know.
I mean, we're gonna say
Better yo-yo. Definitely a better ball handler.
it's cool. We're gonna let the comments decide this. And you also think, Taylor Horton Tucker is a punchline for many people in the NBA community because for a lot of people he is overrated because Lakers fans tend to overrate him.
Oh, man.
And you are one of those. So you're not a Lakers fan, but you're a LeBron fan.
Oh, man.
You think Taylor Horton Tucker is good enough to where you can build a franchise around him?
Yes.
Why?
Who's your favorite player?
Steph Curry,
All right, besides him.
Paul George,
Anybody else?
Derrick Rose, SGA, Cam Reddish, Zach LaVine. Those would probably be my guys.
Derrick Rose went to where? What high school?
Simeon.
All right. The head coach of his team.
Were you waiting for me to say that?
Yes, the head coach of the Simeon basketball team, right? This is an interview. You can find it online. He told,
I know what he's talking about.
okay, what'd he say? He's the most dominant and polished player he's ever had the ability to coach. He goes to Iowa State. He's competitive. Iowa State was never really that competitive. We know that for a fact. The Devils, they were never that competitive. He goes there. Oh, yeah, they're
First
competitive.
of all,
Him,
they
Monte
called
Morris.
the Cyclones.
Whatever.
Thinking of Arizona State.
Yeah, I was thinking of Arizona State because I was thinking of Harden, too. I was just about to compare
Don't ever
him to
mess
Harden.
up college
This
in
is what
front
I'm
of
about
me.
to say. Taylor Horton Tucker has that feel of the game that reminds me kind of Harden, where he can feel real rap.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's like Harden.
Nah.
I'm not saying he's as good as Harden. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying his feel for the game, his ability to go out there and kind of have a sense of, I know where this guy wants to go. I'm gonna get him there. I know where this guy wants to be on defense. I'm gonna bring him here. He has that ability. I watched him play. Now you might look at his numbers. Oh, what is he? 13, 3-3. You might, well, what are you talking about? Like, bro, he's averaging less than 15 points a game. What are you telling? Numbers don't tell the story always, because he can get that 13 in a different way than somebody else is getting that 13.
Yeah.
So those numbers, like when people bring up numbers to me, I just like, I understand. Okay, I understand. But to me, it's more eye test. Okay, Taylor Horton Tucker, when he's given the chance to run the second unit, he does a great job. His net rating is super high. His efficiency ratings are all super high. He has the ability to play point guard, to defend. He's long. He could poke on ball, play passing lanes. He can do everything. I see Taylor Horton Tucker. I see him doing everything. So to me, I'm saying, okay, if he's given more responsibility and more opportunity, I think he can become that kind of guy.
What kind of guys? Elaborate.
I think, okay, I'm not saying like, oh yeah,
he can be
he's
an
gonna-
all-star?
Definitely.
So
Definitely.
Taylor Horton Tucker can be an all-star in your opinion?
Definitely. I wouldn't say a superstar. I think that's drag. I think that's dragging it. I think if you give him an opportunity, he could definitely be an all-star.
TikTok's gonna love you.
Shout out TikTok. I love TikTok too.
So you think in LA he can be an all-star?
I don't know about LA.
So you think he has to be in a new environment?
I think he has to have an opportunity to be that guy.
Well, LeBron's gonna retire soon.
If he does, and he's given the green light to be that guy, we're
Westbrook
going to see him thrive.
Probably won't last past LeBron. So it'd be AD and then
THT.
That's hilarious.
To you.
Yeah. Like,
To you. I mean,
he's only 21, so.
Look, bro. Every time he's played more than, I think we talked about this off camera. Every time he's played more than a certain amount of minutes, he always puts up a big game.
We didn't talk about it. He does average 16 per 36. If you want to really,
I understand the D Rose thing, but D Rose was different when he came in high school. Like he walked out different. Like college different.
He was
like
different, like super different.
You know,
like,
he was like
that
one
guy,
of those.
like,
He was one of those prodigies coming out.
And his high school coach said that.
Yeah, I know.
That wasn't even the most dominant player he's ever played with.
It's crazy though because
or coach.
You think he lied? Could have lied.
No.
He probably.
What reason does he have to lie about
in
that?
High school?
What reason does a high school coach have to lie
because
about that?
D Rose is D Rose.
THT.
We see D Rose. We see D Rose as D Rose.
THT in high school was a grown ass man, just running people over and playing. Like he was really big. He was really strong. He's big, but you got to remember that time of high school when THT played and then when D Rose played was different. Like the competition was extremely different. So THT looked a lot bigger and better than the competition around. But to say
this
that
is coach though.
Yeah, but
it's not. This isn't onlookers. It's like this is like a guy who's given plays to run. Who's
how many times John Calipari has said this is the most talented guy I've ever seen play.
He's worked and trained and literally had the opportunity to coach multiple NBA players. I can't think of them off the top of my head. The first two
went there.
Jabari definitely went
there.
So
do you think Taylor Horn-Tucker can reach the level of like a Chris Middleton,
which is an all-star?
Yeah, I think he's like I just said. I think he could be an all-star player.
Compare his game to a current player right now that's an all-star.
That's tough. Cause I don't see.
You can go back in the day now, past like you just.
Well, that's actually tough because bro, like
he different for you. He really different.
No, like he has a bigger frame, right? He has a feel for the
game. You know what I'm thinking of? Tyreek Evans.
He's a way better shooter.
I'm just thinking of frame.
Yeah, because like his frame is weird. His handle is tight. You can't take it from him. Then it's like he knows how to get to his spots and he can score. So it's like he's not Tyreek because Tyreek, he gets to his spots, but he wasn't a knockdown shooter. Like I trust Taylor. Every time Taylor Horn-Tucker shoots, I'm thinking it's going in.
29% from three
this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's never shot above like 35% though.
I'm just thinking getting to your spots, tight handles. I see Tyreek.
Every
big
time,
body.
All right. So look, tell me the games. Tell me the percentage on the games that he's been given the green light and he's been able to
per 36.
I don't know. I can't tell you the percentage of games that he's been given the green light. He plays with LeBron and AD, but what I can tell you is that when LeBron was out and AD was out,
it was the worst.
That was the worst offense in the NBA.
Worst offense I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, because you get to hone in on other guys that aren't used to having.
Bro, I don't even think they was honing it. I think they were just playing regular defense, and the Lakers just didn't know what to do without LeBron.
Well, outside of THT, there isn't a creator.
Is he better than Dennis Schroeder?
Who?
Horn-Tucker.
Yo, you can't.
You try to say who?
Yo, I personally don't like Dennis Schroeder, but I'll say yeah. I don't want to bring any ill-advised controversy to your show. I don't like Dennis Schroeder. I think he's garbage. I think first of all, him turning down $84 million is crazy, but that's another topic for another day. But he's not good. Taylor Horn-Tucker, he definitely has the ability to be that guy. I think if you give him an opportunity to run an offense, I think they will. I think he will be that guy.
Okay. Only time will tell. We'll see.
No,
this is the same thing I used to say about Devin Booker.
And Devin Booker averaged 20 as a rookie, right?
Yeah.
This is the same.
Something like that.
Yeah, but Devin Booker was a starter. He came into the league starting.
So THC would have averaged 20 as a starter?
Devin Booker's my guy. I know this.
I don't think he started right away.
He started
though.
right away. Right away.
He instantly. Did. Earl Watson started
instantly. Him. Right away. Earl Watson told him.
Wait, so hold up. THT would have averaged 30 if he was had his
I never
team?
said 30.
No, 20. As a rookie.
I never even said 20. I don't even think he would have scored 20.
But I don't think saying D Book was gonna be nice is a hot take.
He wasn't
like saying THT.
I wasn't saying like, bro, we all knew he was gonna be nice. I was telling y'all when he gets to that stage, he's gonna show y'all he's that guy. That's what. And, we got to see. He's playing on the losing team.
But what guy? He's a top 15 player right now. I think that's where everybody ranks him.
Okay, top 15 player in the NBA is huge.
It's incredible.
Yeah, but that guy is kind of.
There's 32 teams in the NBA.
Yeah, but that guy is like top 10. You know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna show he's that guy,
bro.
I think we all thought that D Book could be a top 15 player.
Right or wrong, a top 15 player on any night could be a top 10, top 5 guy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
So if he's in that bubble, that lets you know what kind of player he is.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't think
we rate Luka so high because of his talent and his ability to play make and the numbers that he puts up, right or wrong. If he wasn't putting up triple doubles and his ability to get open, would we be saying he's a top 5 player, top 7 player?
Yeah, but what are you trying to get at?
I'm trying to get at the fact that guys that are able to do more with the basketball are looked at higher, right? Those guys are looked at as, oh, they're the guy because you could just give them the ball, get out the way, they could do whatever, right? The guys that come to play every night and are silent warriors, they get looked over. Guys like Chris Middleton, y'all just sat here and tried to tell me that Chris Middleton isn't that guy or isn't like that.
We just talked about Beal. Him compared to Beal.
Yeah. All right, that's fair.
We never said he wasn't that guy. But I'm saying D-Book could have been the man over THT being an all-star is a much colder take. Like, I think people thought D-Book could be nice. He could be like that. But saying THT could be an all-star is kind of like a different spectrum.
How so?
Because I don't think anybody thinks THT can be an all-star.
Okay, but look at it like this. Devin Booker was more highly scouted. Like, he was more touted coming out of college. Like, he was on a 39-1 team. They had a platoon system, a 5-in, 5-out system. They were looked at.
He came off the bench too.
Exactly. They were looked at as bro. Everybody on that team when they go to the league is gonna be demons. Like they just went 39-0. Like these guys are all bro. I'm pretty sure that year Kentucky had 4 or 5 lottery picks in the draft.
I believe so.
That was the year. What? Kevin Knox? No, not Kevin Knox.
No, that was Bam.
No, that was no, that
I don't
was
even remember.
There was no one
Tyler
on that
Ulis.
team?
That was
No,
Tyler
no.
Ulis. That
He
was
played with
Tyler
Archie
Ulis.
Goodwin.
Tyler
Devin
was a
Booker.
second-round pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, he came off the bench with Book that year. But I'm trying to think who else was on that team that was 4 lottery picks. They had 4 lottery
I
picks.
think
that year.
Bam was on that team, bro.
Bam?
No, he played with D Fox.
Bam wasn't on that team.
Dang, I don't
Willie Cauley-Stein.
Yes, he was on that team.
So that's another
Which
one.
means Cat wasn't there.
No,
Cat was there.
it was Cat, right?
Cat was there
Cat.
on that team.
That was
I have it
2014.
right now. It was Aaron Harrison,
He got
Cat,
drafted.
D-Book, Andrew Harrison, Cauley Stein, Trey Lyles,
Trey Lyles. Was
Trey
the-
Lyles was a
Ulis.
lottery pick.
Dakari Johnson, Alex Pothris,
He got
Poitras.
picked. He got drafted.
He did get
and that's all like all
So
the
they had 3 lottery picks and then just like 6
4. They had
guys.
4. Trey Lyles. He was a lottery pick to the
Trey
San Antonio
Lyles, Cat,
Spurs.
and Booker. Who's the 4th?
Uh,
Aaron was in the lottery.
Cat.
He was in the second.
Wait, you said Cat, Book?
Lyles. That was it. The rest was just in the first.
No, we
late
just
first.
said it. We literally just said it.
Yeah, Trey Lyles got drafted to 12th overall.
I'm saying who else was it on the team?
It was Cat, Lyles, and D-Book. Those were the
Yeah.
only lottery.
And then it was
picks,
just everybody was just picked in the
so.
first.
I think
or the second.
Andrew and Aaron Harrison didn't go anywhere.
Aaron
they-
got drafted to Charlotte.
No,
and
they
then
got drafted,
Andrew-
but I'm talking about like their careers.
Oh no, yeah, they were whack though.
Devin Booker is more impactful, man. Put respect on his name.
So now on to the
Don't look
last
like that,
portion of our show. We have 2 more TikTok questions. So people ask us questions on TikTok and we answer it. We do about 2-3 a show
I've been holding
We're gonna
this
do
piston
2
like a sailor.
right here. So first question, this is also a quick answer, so nothing long. Will Paul George have an MVP type season?
Yeah, I think the situation is set for him to have an MVP like season. He needs to have an MVP like season for them to be a top 5 seed. He has the tools placed against him. You know, he got his best friend Reggie Jackson back. The city believes in him. His teammates believe in him. His coach believes in him. So he's in store for an MVP like season. It's just if he doesn't choke like he did 2 years ago.
I think he has to ask himself, does he have something to prove? If Paul George feels like he has something to prove, he'll have that type of year. If he feels like he can go in, play like regular, he's going to have another year where he just comes, plays some games, and doesn't show up other games. He has to ask himself, what am I proving?
With Kawhi gone, Paul George, I think he's going to have a great season. He's coming off the most efficient season of his entire career this past season. And in the playoffs, he averaged 27, 10, and 5 and led the Clippers to their first Western Conference Finals in team history. So I think coming off that momentum, he's probably going to have a fantastic season next season. And the Clippers have a lot of depth, too. It's not like they don't have depth. You know, even with Kawhi gone, you have Reggie Jackson, Ibaka, Terrence Mann, Kennard, Morris, Batum. They have a lot of good players. Now the second question. Are the Celtics serious? Are the Boston Celtics serious contenders? And if not, what are they missing?
They should be, but it's tough. I don't believe in Marcus Smart at the 1. I like JB and I like JT, but I feel like they're gonna have to do a lot of that carrying based off Dennis Schroeder's season last year. I don't expect much. Robert Williams, he's hurt a lot, but we're still waiting for him to take that leap. I expect him to be a top 5, top 6 team in the East, but I don't expect him to be better than Milwaukee. I think I will put Miami over them, and of course the Nets. I even might put Atlanta over them, to be honest.
I think Boston can be serious contenders, but they are missing a piece. They're missing a killer at the point guard. They need somebody who can constantly create for themselves and create for others as well. That's what they're missing. If you don't have that in the East, it's going to be hard to make it out of teams past the Nets or the Bucks.
The reason why I don't think they're a real threat in the East is because you still have Brooklyn there. You still have Milwaukee there. And you have to be as good as those teams to be a legit threat. And they have holes on the roster. They don't have a true point guard. Marcus Smart is going to try it out for the first time in his Celtic career. And they still lack size. Having a true center has been their problem
Especially
for years now. And they try to patch up the hole with Al Horford again, but he's just older. He still doesn't have the size to be an elite defensive center, and he brings some offense, but I think their two biggest holes is at the point guard and at center. They have those two big positions that are big holes on their team, so I don't see how they compete with Brooklyn, Milwaukee, and I don't think they're as good as Miami. I think Miami is better than them as well, and that's their biggest issue. So this is going to do it for episode 117 of the Pick a Side podcast. You can find us on TikTok and Instagram at Pick a Side Podcast and on Twitter at Pick a Side Pod. And shout out to Marquis for coming on the show, episode 117. We hope that you guys enjoyed his presence. Let us know down in the comment section below, especially on his hot takes that he gave. So let us know.
Let me know.
Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Yo, thank you for having me up here, guys.